Ladies and gentlemen, I fucked up already. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Future Villains Podcast. My name is Jacob BestintheRealm Hodder. Today I am joined by Troll.
Hey guys.
And our special guest, BlackBeard Bob.
Hello, everybody.
You're back, yay!
And you said the wrong podcast name, but we're not going to get into that.
What did I say? Wait, hold up. What did I say?
Future Villains.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Is this like the other day?
You did.
When I said, fuck, what did I say when we were talking the other day? I said Planet something.
Oh, what did you say? It was something dumb, too.
I was talking about Planet Coaster. I don't know. I said like
say Brave Little Toaster.
No, it was Planet
he
something.
said Planet Citizen or something. I don't know.
Planet Skylines.
That's what it was. Planet Skylines.
Because we were talking about not even Roller Coaster Tycoon, Planet Coaster, and City Skyline. Listen, it's been a long day for me.
You wouldn't just start over.
I'm hoping you guys are just gonna take over. I'm gonna take a nap. Listen,
I'm a rambling asshole. We'll figure it out.
I got one of these gaming chairs. I'm just gonna. Whoa, shit! I'm just gonna lay back really slowly because I don't trust it.
We're top heavy gentlemen.
Yeah,
all three of us.
All right, go ahead, guys. I'm laying back. I'm not. Holy shit! I don't trust this thing. Come back, chair. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, so Future Gamers Podcast. I'm not gonna edit that out. Fucking we're doing
there's
it
no
live.
editing in this podcast.
There's really not. Yeah, I've talked about that so many times in podcast groups. They're talking about like, I spent 3 hours of editing, and I'm like, why?
Why? Yeah,
because you know you're just gonna edit all the funny stuff out.
Oh, they edit all the and the butts and the.
But I like butts.
That's what makes it fun. Who doesn't like a good butt? A well placed butt.
Absolutely. But anyway, so I think this week we're gonna start off with our special guest BlackBeard Bob. We're gonna talk about what we've been playing this week. Did you have any updates on Fortnite, Troll? I mean, we talk about like our weekly gaming bullshit.
Well, the only thing I wanted to say is they're doing some really interesting things. They were, responding to a lot of unhappiness because, man, I can't imagine what the support desk looks like for Epic Games ever since Fortnite blew up. Especially now they just started
their mess.
They just started their beta for, or I guess their entry trial now for Android. But
can we talk about something about Fortnite right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I booted up Fortnite. That motherfucker still says beta.
Yeah, it's still technically early access.
How long is this shit gonna be in beta?
Well, it's been still less than a year. I mean,
look how long PUBG was in beta.
But look at the game.
Or early access.
It's complete-ish.
Ish.
Well, okay. The point I'm trying to make is I wonder what this game's gonna look like 1.0.
Probably not much different, like PUBG.
Yeah, it's probably the same.
Yeah, you're right.
It'll probably just be a little more cleaned up around the edges, but that'll probably be about it.
Well, to be fair, this game has already drastically changed.
Yeah.
Like way more than PUBG ever did.
But that's the thing, like,
sure.
I don't think this game is ever going to stop doing that. So why don't you just take it out of beta? But also, I don't think it matters.
Well, like, they're still not feature complete as far as like the basic stuff of options implemented for different platforms. They're still not like full like 1.0 on the feature for their their color blindness options. They've got them in there, but they're kind of like not finalized. They don't have like the gifting system they're trying to add in there yet. Still no real details on how that works,
This is why we keep Troll around.
It did, yeah. Like if I ever go in on a game, believe me, I'm the first person you want to ask.
Because I feel like this game is way more feature complete than a bunch of games out there.
Yeah. but they're still, like Epic has, a long history of being like a full-on AAA big
Yeah,
boy developer. So I think their version of 1.0 is a lot more substantial than most.
yeah, and I think it also doesn't help that they kind of accidentally found this in a
Yeah,
lot of
because
ways.
like the development time to when the first like public access, like the beta test that literally happened for like 2 weeks or a week
Yeah,
before they put it open to the public and just completely launched it free to play. Like it was like 5 months from proof of concept to that, early access trial there for the
right.
people who had saved the world.
There are so
You
many
know, that was
battle
like,
royale games coming out. I just saw Warface has a battle royale mode. Something else
yeah,
came
but
out.
Jeez.
fucking Crytek is always desperate. I don't know how those guys can keep fucking it up.
Yeah, the have you played Warface?
I have not played Warface.
Not good.
I've I've played almost every other Crytek game.
I played
I
a
even played through Homefront: The Revolution.
I played a bunch of Warface to make a video of it, and I just never released it. It's
I
just
just want to say that I'm sitting here watching this video while you guys are talking,
yeah.
and I'm watching these people build.
Uh-huh.
I can't even comprehend what they're doing.
They can't
How do they
And
either.
do that so fast?
they're not even like building that well is the thing. Like,
No, it's just ramps and walls, but it's amazing.
yeah,
I'm
I
jealous.
mean that was like the thing like we kind of mentioned in Discord the other day when I posted the thing about Call of Duty, how they're basically like much like Smash Brothers, like with the Smash Brothers Direct, like
Mhm.
they just basically added game modes from all the other competitors. Like
Yeah.
Smash Bros, they added tag battles, so they're basically Marvel versus Capcom now.
Hold on a sec. Can we
They
stop talking about Fortnite and just talk about Smash Brothers?
well, like let me just like finish the
There's,
Okay.
there's a
thought I had here real
Because I
quick.
just got really hyped.
Yeah, so they added supers or like charge meters, so it's like
Yeah,
basically Street Fighter.
Final Smash or whatever it's called now.
Yeah, like you get a lesser version of the final smash and have a meter you burn
Yeah.
based on like time or performance or whatever. But like Call of Duty added heist mode, which is basically the general rules of like CS:GO. Like you get money in between rounds,
Oh
you
yeah.
buy your guns. Yeah. So anyway, and I was like, Bob's like, this is another reason why I'm not playing Call of Duty. But I just had to ask Bob's like, do you even like competitive shooters in general? He's like, no, not really.
Not
But
really
yeah, I
my
mean,
thing.
it's one of those things of like, if you go in on it, like you get invested in it, it's way simpler. Like I've taught so many strangers just like dropping in and I'm playing on controllers with people,
Yeah.
and I'm teaching these guys how to be decent builders, like fairly simply. And the control schemes have drastically improved on that front, which goes back to kind of like the idea of what I was going to say initially when we brought it up was with this last update that just happened like at the beginning of the week. Like I think the updates go up like Tuesday and then the week resets on like Friday for the
Right.
challenges. Well, whatever the newest 5.2 update I think is where we're at now popped up, the mouse and keyboard support, the mouse inputs were busted on the PS4 temporarily.
That's
And there
fine.
was this whole report of like a screenshot of like Epic, their support page saying, "Hey, on Twitter, PS4 support for mouse, will be fixed soon. Don't worry, guys." And then there's like the screenshot of the guy saying, "Don't. It doesn't belong here." And that like screenshot got posted on like the Fortnite Reddit, and Epic finally responded like, "Hey, we've got some tools in place we're working on. We hope to roll out soon. That would allow people to basically filter out
Yeah, opt
other
out.
players based on their input method."
That's good. They need to do that.
Yeah, I think
Because,
that's a reasonable change.
like I said, I mean, I'm a fairly good player, but there are just times where you just encounter somebody who's just like I've said before, like just miraculous jumping 180 headshots with a shotgun in midair.
Yeah. You can't beat them. I mean, like I don't think I've talked about this podcast, but I've had conversations before about I feel like in Overwatch I could hold my own against a PC player, but they're still gonna be better. In a
Yeah.
game like Call of Duty or Fortnite or Battlefield, I don't even want to try. I'd rather
Well, yeah,
just
the
not.
thing that was driving me crazy for the longest, and I feel bad that I kind of, left Rainbow Six behind because I played 600 hours of that. Like, I'm still just at like the
Let me guess, not
300
on
hour mark
PC.
on Fortnite. Yeah, that's all PlayStation. But I had a dedicated like 5-man squad.
Yeah.
So that was why like we could, get people, most of those guys I worked with, and I was again trying to educate them, help them improve. Like I was like early platinum diamond status and ranked, and they were like silvers or lower.
All
But
right, not enough of bragging.
well, no, like they like enough time of helping these guys who weren't all necessarily like dedicated shooter players. Like one of the guys, my buddy Barry from work, spent most of his time playing like NBA 2K and stuff like that. Like these are guys who played like Madden and NBA like all the time and
Yeah.
found a game they were interested in and they fell in deep. But no, on games like Rainbow Six Siege, there is no aim assist on console.
Okay.
So it is like as bad as it is obvious to see somebody who's building and like shooting on Fortnite with a mouse and keyboard.
Right.
It is infinitely more noticeable on games like Siege when a guy just like flick perfect stops, one tab shoot with a pistol, and you're just like, okay, that's not cool.
Damn.
To the point to where like guys were trolling because Siege doesn't allow mouse and keyboard, so these guys had to go and buy adapters.
Yeah.
And like you can find some decent adapters for like 50, $60, but like the better ones are upwards of like 150.
I don't understand that mentality.
Well, like some people, it is just, hey, this is what they're comfortable with. Like their buddies, switched over to like PS4 and don't play on their PC anymore, and they don't want to go through the learning process, completely. But then there are a lot of people that just want the competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And that's the fucking trolls that literally I saw like the guy when I was scrolling through the Rainbow Six subreddit once of the them complaining because both Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege have like an open stance that they don't support that and that any of the tournaments they handle like mouse and keyboard on PS4 Xbox One isn't allowed. So these guys are literally just flexing their penis essentially.
Yeah.
like they can't they can't like get ahead on a competitive level because none of the tournaments allow them to use that. So they would just show up to like an actual tournament if they ever got signed and be absolute garbage.
Right.
But like the thing I was gonna say with like the Rainbow Six Siege thing was it was a guy on Xbox and like the guy in ranked he ended up playing, his name was literally mouse and keyboard, like spelled like
Wow.
this guy
Wow.
made a sub account on his Xbox because that's another problem. The fucking trolls figured out, oh hey, this game requires Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
Well, both Xbox Live now and PlayStation Plus pretty much since like the first year of the PlayStation 4 being out. Hey, any of your sub accounts have all your full benefits online. So
Yep.
these guys can just make sub accounts.
They just make Smurf accounts, basically.
Smurf accounts with like racist names or troll names, then bother people, be as toxic as they want. If that account
Yeah, and have
ever
no
has anything
consequence.
happen to them, no consequence as long as they don't boot up their real account.
Right.
So yeah, I saw one that was like Ash is thick AF, like
What the
like,
fuck?
dude, like complete silliness.
Nothing wrong with that one.
But yeah, that'll be interesting to see the dynamics of when they add those matchmaking tools.
Uh-oh. You there, troll?
Yep.
Hello?
What's going on? I can hear him.
Oh, I can't hear him.
Brother.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I can hear
all I
you.
heard was they add the matchmaking tools and you trailed off.
Okay, but yeah, so when they add those matchmaking tools, it'd be better for any of the cross-playing functionality of Fortnite.
Yeah.
Because right now, the cross-play lobbies, like if I'm booting up, like I said, Android's out for a lot of, mobile, Fortnite's out on a lot of Android phones now. If you get into their like early access program, they're kind of like beta testing.
Is it
No
not
interest.
out completely for mobile yet?
Well, it's out for iOS through the Apple Store. You go to
I thought it was out
Fortnite
for both.
You go to the Epic's website, like just this week they released it. And like it's like prioritizing specific sets of the Samsung Galaxy phones.
Probably mine. I have an S8. I just have no interest in playing it.
Well, like a lot of people buy their skins through the mobile app. They don't even play it. That's just their mobile store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why like the purchase prices of like they're making $2 million a day on iOS and skins. Like I'd imagine 50% of that is people
just using it as a store.
Phone up, every day at the store reset to see what the store has. But in the crossplay lobbies currently, like if I booted up, Fortnite on my phone and I jumped in with, Jacob here and he was playing on his Switch. If we go into the crossplay lobbies, a predominant amount of those crossplay lobbies are going to be PC players.
I bet a lot of them are going to be mobile now.
I don't know. I don't know how many people play predominantly mobile.
Kids.
Yeah, how many? As soon as school starts back up, every lunch break, every fucking time the teacher ain't looking, let's do a best in the realm and play this game without sound while I should be working.
Only on Switch.
But yeah, so if they add the option to filter out, because currently with the crossplay tools, they added some functionalities through the Epic, options to like filter out what platforms, you can kind of
options.
like the Epic launcher on PC, you have like some of the things like, oh hey, I only play with these platforms or whatever.
Right.
But now if you can sort it out by input method, you'll get a lot more like Xbox, Switch, and mobile phone players together instead of just, sweaty fucking kids from Indonesia, playing on American servers.
Why are they sweaty?
It's like 500 ping and whooping your ass.
Yeah, like they're like the embodiment of try hard, and like they don't realize that like half the lobby is kids, like under the age of like 15 on their mom's iPhone.
Jeez.
And they're just just going full fucking berserker savage mode on these poor bastards. But yeah, so you can cut out a lot of the stomping, and ironically, I want to see the threads of people complaining that are PS4 players, that immediately switched over to mouse and keyboard. Them complaining that they're not winning as much.
Yeah.
Because everybody, filtered them out, and now they're only playing other mouse and keyboard players.
And probably getting handed it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that's the thing, like Jacob said earlier, in Overwatch, there are certain games that the actual gameplay leads to controllers being better for them,
or at least
like
not as bad, not as serious as Rainbow Six or Fortnite.
Yeah, well, like if you ever see any of like the competitive like Gears of War guys, Gears of War is still like dominated, even though it has crossplay between the Windows Store version and the Xbox One. It's dominated by controller players because of the way that game works. So much of that. And
where precision doesn't exactly matter.
The precision doesn't matter, and the way the dodge roll works is with the analog stick, you've got full 360-degree control of where you're rolling instead of 8-way with a mouse and keyboard, with the WASD.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have more freedom to actually, juke the other player, even if he can shoot more accurately than you. You're just,
may be
roadie
able to
running
dodge
up
him.
into his nuts with a Nasher, the shotgun, and
Yeah.
shredding him to pieces.
Yeah, I played Gears on PC. I didn't like it. I hooked up my controller.
Yeah, because that game is built for a controller.
Yeah, and that also could have just been me playing. I played the first 3 games on normal, and then finished them on the super difficult. Like I've got a lot of hours in that game and controller.
Yeah. But again, also like games like Rocket League, a vast majority of the pros are using controllers, even if they're playing on PC.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. That's all I want to see is sometime this coming up week, they have plans to announce more of the full details on how those tools intend to work and when they're putting them out. And so yeah, maybe my exit from the Fortnite world won't happen as soon because I'm hopefully going to have less chances of running into guys that, like, even if I'm the same skill level as them mechanically right now, they have an input advantage of, oh, hey, they have a single button press to go to whichever weapon they want. They have a single button press to go to make an edit. They have, just mechanically better aim with a mouse. Whereas I have, limitations based on my tools. Even if I'm insanely good with them, they're going to win most of the time.
Yeah. So I got a little update to Destiny. Just a tiny one. Because I saw you'll like this because he was in the basement in that Fortnite video, and so I went over to my dad's house last night and watched my dad and my brothers play Destiny for a few hours. I still don't want to play it. Just watching them grind public events, and then they were trying to do the Whisper quest, and it's like this crazy jumping puzzle, and they were all getting really mad, couldn't do it. And just talking about like all the hours they've gotten to the heroics, and I'm like, I just don't wanna. I think Troll put it best. It's what did you say? It's like part-time simulator, part-time job.
It's
simulator.
part-time job, the video game.
Yeah. But the thing I was saying about the basement was so my brother was running around the forest, and there's a basement I never noticed before in one of the buildings. And I was like, can you go in there? And he's like, yeah. And he goes in there. It's blackness. And I was like, oh, there's nothing down here? And he's like, oh, no. And I was like, oh, well, that's Destiny in a nutshell. Hey, look at that. Is there anything in there? No.
Nope.
It's fucking Destiny in a nutshell.
Hey, is there rewarding PvP in this here Crucible? Nope.
They are bringing back Iron Banner when the power level matters.
Who cares
I'm still
at
not.
This point?
Yeah, I'm not buying Forsaken.
No.
He says now.
Yeah, he'll get it on day one.
Not on day one. Hell no.
It'll be on day one.
Here's the thing, though.
Jacob is going to be on day one.
My dad's going to buy it, and I have his account on my Xbox, so I get the stuff he purchases. And I'll have it day one. I'm not going to buy it.
Loopholes here. Like, I did not know you went to law school, sir.
So what you're telling us is you're going to have it on day one.
I'm going to have it on day one, but I'm not going to buy it. I might not even play it.
If the DLC don't fit, you're gonna play. You must equip.
When does it comes out on the 4th? So
it comes out like
I have that day off. Fuck!
It's the Tuesday before Spider-Man.
Which you'll be talking about that when it comes out.
Yeah, 5-day vacation. That game will be probably platinum before I go back to work.
That's it for my Destiny update. I still don't. It's right here. It's sitting right here.
We should just have a weekly Destiny update, and it should just be like, "Yep, Destiny still sucks."
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like Jacob, just like the saddest weatherman. He's like the crying clown and the iron lung, and he just reaches out the one hand and points at the forecast. Yep, disappointment.
Bob, I'm messaging you on Discord. I'm messaging you that title. Because that's going to be the title of the podcast. Jacob is the saddest weatherman. Unless we find a better title.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
You're like the Ollie of Family Guy, but you're just depressed about Destiny.
I don't watch Family Guy, so I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, basically, this character just every time they go to him, it's gonna rain. So every time Jacob goes, he looks at the Destiny subreddit, he sees something interesting, and then he reads it again, and it's like, well, back to you, Jacob. What's the forecast for Destiny? It's gonna disappoint.
Yep. You know what's not going to disappoint? I think me and Bob were talking about this the other day. I'm not going to pre-order mini games. I think I'm going to pre-order Smash Brothers because what's the odds that game sucks? Like
I don't think it's gonna suck. But don't say stuff like that, because then it'll be the worst game ever.
Well, the thing is, the game's gonna be amazing, but the online's probably gonna eat
suck.
anus through a straw.
I think it'll be fine. I really do.
I hope so. They've failed every other time they've tried.
Of course, now my video doesn't load.
I do like in the trailer where they have Luigi dying. I think that's great.
They killed Mario, and now they've killed Luigi.
I was talking to somebody, and they were like, "I can't believe they killed Luigi." I was like, "What do you mean? Luigi's been getting shit on since the '80s."
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, once they gave him a personality, he's been the fucking the Mo Howard of the Mario conglomeration.
I saw a thing on Reddit the other day. They were going to reboot Mario with Mario and Green Mario.
Yeah. It's like the screenshot of like one of the, I think it's the Paper Mario games where it's like Toad's looking, oh, and you brought Luigi. Like he's so disappointed to see Luigi. Like everybody fucking throws shade at poor Luigi.
Yeah.
Even though he's in a dedicated relationship. Like he's got his shit together.
Right.
He runs faster and jumps higher than Mario.
Does he?
But everyone's like, yeah, that's like his whole thing.
Is like Luigi's always jumped higher than Mario.
Interesting. I had no idea.
However, this trailer does get me excited for like a new Luigi's Mansion game.
Yeah.
Well, what about the 3DS port of Luigi's Mansion?
I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Well, it's not out yet. It's the new thing they're putting out. Like that was in like one of their E3 like presentations.
I thought it was out already.
No, it's because they announced a couple of like ports of other games coming back. Like they had two of the DS Mario games coming out on 3DS. It's like, you fucks, stop making cool shit for the 3DS. Well, like
I missed that.
Well, like there's one of the DS games like that was pretty early on, one of the Mario ones where like Bowser's gigantic and you go super small. Well, no, you and Luigi shrunk down. Yeah, that's got a 3DS port.
Bowser's Inside Story or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then they announced the WarioWare Gold that just came out. Can I just talk about how fucking terrible Simon Belmont looks? Like
really?
That outfit is
Please do.
That outfit is utter fucking trash. I forgot. Huh?
Richter does look cooler.
Yeah, Richter looks cooler because he's from an era of time that wasn't literally like the fucking 1400s or whatever. I mean, poor Simon Belmont.
He's got clothes on.
Yeah, poor Simon looks like he's fucking like.
He looks like he's trying to be Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah. It looks like he went to the costume store to get a Conan outfit and it said, "Well, sorry, bud. Best we got is Beastmaster
or Golden Axe."
It's like, god damn it! Does it at least have the ferrets? They're like, no, that movie was terrible. We don't have ferrets here. They piss on everything. By the way, ferrets piss on everything.
They do.
Okay, so this part of the video here where
the Luigi or the Waluigi chairs.
Yeah. Good lord, that blew up.
Yeah. Well, you got to
God.
think of both of the CG trailers here are fucking trolls until they pop the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Luigi thing made it look like it was Luigi's Mansion, and then it turns into goddamn Castlevania. And then the King K. Rool trailer, it starts off with D popping out like just fucking the most
I love
ridiculous.
how they just straight up like broke DDD's neck.
Yeah.
In that trailer.
Now
they were like, and you did.
I haven't played Smash in a while. I barely played the last one. Is it Luigi from Luigi's Mansion, or is he still just a copy of Mario?
Well, like Luigi has long since been pretty much his own character.
Has he? Okay,
He's
I just don't play him.
Like
even in like the first Smash Brothers, he was pretty different from Mario.
because he has a lot of like the big jump powers because of he jumps higher than Mario.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Huh,
Also, I'm surprised I did not see a lot more butthurt about Alucard, the only cool Castlevania character, being a fucking assist trophy.
I think that a lot of people were butthurt about a lot of things about the assist trophies, like Shovel Knight.
Well, yeah, Shovel Knight. I got so sad.
I still like that they're acknowledging him.
I wish he would just be a character.
What? So I haven't played Shovel Knight yet. I am actually going to play that. Would he be a decent character? Because doesn't he just jump and have a shovel?
Well, like Shovel Knight has a couple different things depending on where you go. With like through the story, you get upgrades for your thing. But he swings his shovel. He has tools.
Okay.
So like you can have different like powers.
So you could potentially make him a Smash character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's an easy transition. Like his down smash in midair would be where he stands on a shovel and just smashes you down. Like you bounce on a shovel off the top of enemies.
I mean, I can't help but wonder if this is Ultimate, or is there going to be DLC? Are they almost?
Well, they've already announced this direct that there's pretty much all the characters currently that Sakurai says all the characters that are gonna be out, like the plans for all of them will be revealed before the release. So there's still more characters that they've kind of announced, but they're not like known yet. There's still more to be revealed before the release as to whether or not they're going to be
right. I feel like it's possible that we're going to get more characters when the game's out already, like DLC. Yeah. And I can't help but wonder, is Shovel Knight mostly done? And they're like, well, fuck it, go ahead and put him in as an assist trophy.
Well,
I don't think they would do something like that.
No?
Well, Shovel Knight would be the first non-Japanese character in Smash, as far as like a franchise that was made outside of Japan.
Right.
No Vocalist 5 Goku is not confirmed.
I wish. I made up my own theory about that. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, Lord. About what?
About Goku being in the game.
Okay, go ahead.
So Luigi, clearly Luigi's fucked, right?
Okay.
So I came to the conclusion that the only way to bring Luigi back to life is for all the different Smash characters to discover that, there's a giant dragon called Shenron, and you summon him by finding all 9 Dragon Balls.
I'm in!
Yeah.
So
got me in, Bob!
So the hidden menu item that we don't know what it is yet, and maybe that's like an adventure mode where you go and discover all the Dragon Balls, and by the end you bring Luigi back to life. And who better to lead you on that journey than motherfucking Goku?
I saw a post on Reddit that said Goku's right. No, bullshit. Linker didn't happen. Linker didn't happen.
I don't think it's
in his own successful multiple games. Like
which
Fighters just broke like the viewership record for Evo this year.
The demo that's on Switch is a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Why?
Because it's that stupid lobby. I can't figure
Oh,
out
yeah,
how to do anything.
Like the online lobby stuff in fighters is atrocious. Like it
Oh,
takes
really?
so long. It's almost as obtuse and dumb as all the party and lobby systems from GTA Online.
Ugh. Ugh.
Well, you know the fucking dirty secret Rockstar's pulled off for so many years with GTA 5. It's all peer to peer. The fucks.
Yeah,
They
why
have
are we still
matchmaking
doing
servers.
things that way?
Peer-to-peer.
Well, for a lot of games, peer to peer works better, and for smaller businesses, it saves them a
I imagine
fuckload
it's
of money.
easier. Yeah.
Look at this shit.
But yeah, the little chibi character walking around the lobby on fighters.
It's stupid.
then- Well, like all of those Arc System Works games in the past few years have started
Oh,
having a
God.
system like this.
It's
Now with I
dumb.
want to say like that Blaze Blue cross tag battle and some of the other ones in Blaze Blue.
It didn't have that in the
franchisers and-
demo.
Well, they have like an actual like arcade cabinet you can walk up to and wait in line for like the competitive lobby. Like you jump in, there's people like the two
Oh.
guys that are in the round fighting. You're just waiting in line at the arcade, and when
That
spot
would
opens
be-
up, you walk up.
That would be okay because you could at least figure that out. I can't figure out what the fuck is happening in this lobby.
Well, like
This,
you gotta
this
start
is a little
up-
disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. Like I have
Now, you can't
uh,
teleport to the areas you want to go to. I will say that.
Well, no, I'm not. I don't mean like where you can walk around and stuff, but I have Xenoverse 2 for the Switch, and their online lobby for that is like full blown character models.
Yeah, but that's like
mean,
that.
but
It's a different
why should it be
studio.
Is it a different studio?
Yeah, because this
Yeah.
is made by Arc System Works, like the OGs.
The
old
masters of
school-
fighting games now.
Okay.
2D tag battle fighting games.
Yeah,
You know,
make good shit.
they've made a lot of insane stuff for the past like 15, 20 years.
Hmm.
So it's not like the same Bandai Namco. I forget what studio did the Xenoverse games.
I don't remember.
I think they made an internal studio for the Xenoverse games because they had a
Okay.
bunch of like the Budokai and all that other stuff, the multiple versions of the Dragon Ball games over the years. Like they just kind of farm those around.
Right.
You know what made me the absolute happiest from this Smash trailer is
What?
Nintendo 64 stages.
Oh yeah, they're
Looking-
actually
looking
themed.
like Nintendo 64
look-
stages.
Oh man, like we've talked about how I don't like nostalgia. Nostalgia's a bunch of bullshit, but oh man,
Especially the Pokemon stage, like the
Yes.
Goldenrod Tower or whatever. Is that Goldenrod Tower? No. Yeah, it is.
Saffron City.
I think so.
Saffron City, yeah. That's what it is, I think.
Yeah, and like as soon as I saw the Congo Jungle, oh man, some thoughts of me and my brother fighting, like because that stage, oh my god, does some rage.
Did they include like the barrels and stuff underneath
Yes.
that moves back and forth? Oh my god.
Yeah, you have
Would
the
you
option
just
to.
die.
Well, so like the videos at right now, there's 100 actual stages, and then you add in all the varieties of like the Omega and the Battlefield versions where they change up the map to be more uniform.
Right? Was it 103 stages with or without that?
It's 100 stages just as is. It's 104 like if you had some minor changes to certain things. You can turn the hazards off.
Oh, of course,
You
yeah.
can have all the versions of the different setups of the maps to be the Battlefield and the Omega or whatever they're called. I like the stage transition things. Did you notice that where you can
Yes,
pick two different stages and
You're
then
showing it
randomly
right
based,
now.
Yeah.
and like
based on what interval you set, like it'll swap between the two. Yeah, that's so cool, man.
I
but
watched
again-
Tim's reaction of it from Kind of Funny. It was absolutely great reaction, and like most of this, where I was like, "How's he gonna feel about this?" And most of it was how I felt. Was like, "Well, yeah, fuck it, why not?"
Yeah, I think it's a cool addition.
Did anyone ask for that feature? No. No one asked for it. No one thought of it. No one knew they needed it.
Are we all gonna use it? Yeah.
Sure. Why not? And this, like, you could choose how often the music shows up, and
I'm excited for that.
there's
and I don't
so
know.
much stuff in this game that's like, no one asked you to do this, but thank you.
I saw a comment on this where someone was like, "Who is the heathen that turned down Bomb Rush Bush or whatever that song was called?"
Oh, there's Wario in the background.
Yeah.
But
Not
look at all
Wario,
this Zelda
Waluigi.
music we get.
Yeah, that's
And
the
you
thing
can-
is like the music
can
is
turn
like the thing I
soundtrack
want the
on now, too.
most. And like, did you guys notice with the Castlevania stage, they've got 34 different fucking tracks for that one stage.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
for one stage. Yeah.
They're in a lot of ways they're overdoing it, but it's fine.
Well,
And-
like a lot of people speculated, like this isn't going to be the last Smash game, but I think Sakurai's finally going to take
Yeah.
the pull because he's 8 years old. Like he just turned 48 the other day.
This will be
He's an old
Sakurai's
guy.
last one.
Do you think?
Although he looks like he's still in high school. That fucking ageless fuck.
Well, yeah, jeans and all that.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that you can turn the music on and like put the Switch to sleep and listen to the soundtracks.
But again, who the fuck asked for that? Who
Who
cares?
cares?
Also,
I can listen to
just
Zelda
go to
shit
the
in the car
website
now.
and listen to most of the soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I'm just so happy as Nintendo.
I'm ready to hook my Switch up to the car and like blast the Zelda overworld theme on the way to work.
And I can't help but wonder, like, everyone's saying, like, I can't believe it's Nintendo doing this. Like, is it Nintendo or is it Sakurai?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I had someone tell me the other day, and I swear I almost slapped them. They were like, "Were they going to put that on any other consoles so someone will actually play it?"
What?
I was like, you need to walk away from me right now.
I'm so glad the Switch has done well, because the thought of Nintendo games on other consoles made me sad for some stupid fucking reason. Like,
Oh, it makes me sick.
I can't wait to get Mario on Xbox.
Yeah, like just walk away now.
Now, if you said I can't wait for The Last of Us on Xbox, yeah, absolutely, Sony can go under. I don't give a fuck.
What's funny is we want Nintendo games on Nintendo platforms only, but then we also want every other game on Nintendo platforms only.
How do you guys?
For the most part.
Something I've kind of wondered, because usually when I say I like the Switch, people throw back like it's just a port machine, and I don't know that that's a bad thing.
It's not though. Well, yeah, I don't think it is a bad thing.
It is. It is. I think it is as much a port machine as the Xbox One is, because like everything is on Xbox One now, and pretty much everything. I think it's just a smart business decision.
Yeah, why would you not want everything available?
I don't know.
It's like the thing I always talk about, like, I used to get so fucking mad when I come across like YouTube comments or Reddit posts or whatever talking about why can't more games be like The Witcher 3? And I'm like, well, Witcher 3 is the fucking exception to the rule. So you're telling me you want every video game studio to A, be in a country with a lower cost of living, B, be a company that's financially successful without this game doing well because of GOG and a lot of the other business decisions, CD Projekt Red has in Poland. They've got a lot of government grants because they provide so many, jobs within the country. And you also have a studio where these people are just like absolutely dedicated to that game and are willing to spend the money. But the thing is, The Witcher 3 was never going to get made unless they made the Xbox One and the PS4 versions, because the wider the release, the more chances you have of making your money back.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's just a smart business decision.
You mean why aren't more games like just give away DLC?
That depends.
Like was it why aren't more games like The Witcher because they give away DLC, or because it's way too long?
Well, because it's a game that it's a game that speaks to that person, and they like that thing, and they like the business decisions that company is making. but it's like, hey, not everybody can afford that, you know.
Yeah.
Like the news story, like I've mentioned in passing, it was I want to say it was a Kotaku interview
Hmm.
with they asked this smaller developer who had made a bunch of cheap simple games to get like trophies and achievements. They were like the Greg Miller special basically.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I basically make those to afford and fund my next game that I actually want to make.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
That's an argument I'm tired of seeing for the new Pokemon game coming out. Not the Let's Go games, but whichever ones are going to come out in 2019.
The quote unquote
I am
proper.
yeah, the quote unquote, real main series games, because the main series games that are coming out directly before that are not main series enough for these fucking hipster retards. Anyways,
The real game for the real
that's
boys.
right. Yeah, anyways, I have seen so many Reddit posts and YouTube videos and every other person whining on the internet that they should do those games in a Breath of the Wild style. And sure, that sounds cool until you actually sit down and try to play that. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, we've got two people here that aren't big fans of the Breath of the Wild. I uninstalled it.
Well, I played through it. It's just
You uninstalled it?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't
like
I couldn't get into it like everybody else did.
I don't know. I'm
the thing I want to
I'm a
say.
massive Zelda fan, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of
And I'm
biased.
not. Like, I liked Ocarina
Right,
of
yeah.
Time, and I haven't bothered playing Zelda since.
Wow,
Just-
you missed out on a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did. This is also the first.
I mean, it's also not a game for everybody.
Yeah, this is also
Just like
other
any
than
other
the. I owned the Wii for a short time before I realized it wasn't for me. And that's
Right.
since the 64. This is the first Nintendo console I've owned. My brother had a GameCube. I didn't buy a Wii U because fuck that.
Yeah, the Switch. Well, I bought a GameCube after the N64, but I mean that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So modern, the Switch is the first Nintendo console I've had since the N64, not including handheld systems because I've owned all of them.
I do own a 2DS. That's for Pokemon. Which, by the way, I think I might go back and play Gold because I think I own Gold, not Silver. Because the fucking the one I have, Sun, has just lost me. I don't know.
I
why.
wish you would have bought. I wish you would go buy like Heart Gold.
It's $50 for a
And it's
bootleg
worth
copy.
$50.
But it's a bootleg copy.
Oh yeah, not a bootleg copy. Fuck that, no.
I got other shit I need to spend money on right now.
If you're gonna buy gold, I might buy silver.
I bought the re-release versions.
What do you mean the re-release? The virtual console
yes.
ones? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I bought one. I don't remember which one.
I thought you bought gold, didn't you?
I probably did.
I
I'll
don't
have to
remember.
check.
I remember us talking about it, but
Don't know where my DS is.
oh, brother.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
But yeah, the thing I wanted to say about Zelda, because I'm a big Zelda fan. Like I've played most of the Zelda games except for like the DS and 3DS ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with Breath of the Wild, it's an amazing experience trapped in a barely above average game.
Now, yeah, I agree. Now, one game I did play the fuck out of as a Nintendo game was Donkey Kong Country. And man, when I saw these two show up in the Smash Brothers trailer, and I was like, "That's rad." They're gonna put K. Rool in.
Yeah,
this
I
little
love
bit. This was such a roller coaster for me.
I love the fucking face Donkey Kong
when their eyes pop out the window.
Yeah, they pop through the glass.
Like so hard.
That's gotta hurt.
I love DDD. That's such a DDD move, such a dick move.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, King K. Rool comes aboard. That's so fucking cool. I love King K. Rool. He's one of my favorite video game bosses, and I couldn't even tell you why. The pirate with
Yeah,
the
like
cutlass or that
like I
knife.
immediately posted to you guys on the Discord while I was watching the the direct. I was like, finally, a character that physically represents me.
Yeah,
So with my body type.
I'm excited about K. Rool being in there. He's gonna be my main. Absolutely.
He looks like a lot of fun to play.
Well, he's got that stomp that puts people in the dirt for a second.
Yeah.
I imagine that's going to be cool because the Splatoon kid, the Squid kid, has that same kind of move as well.
Okay.
Do they?
Yeah, I watched way too much Smash Ultimate.
I want to know when we're going to get
Oh,
a new Diddy
there it
Kong
is. They're in the
racing
dirt.
game.
Diddy Kong
I mean,
Racing?
as someone who
Yeah.
loved Diddy Kong Racing, it's okay that it's not coming back.
I know it's not coming back.
So what was the big difference between Diddy Kong and Mario Kart?
Well, back then you actually had like now how Mario Kart has the underwater and the flying and stuff.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong had that back on the N64 while Mario Kart did not.
Okay.
And also, it was kind of like a adventure game in between, like your sections of racing.
I don't know if I ever owned Diddy Kong Racing. I don't think so.
That game was, I think that's one of those games that was just kind of ahead of its time a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they swung for the fences, but they missed a couple of those pitches.
Missed it by that much.
That's one thing. This is a podcast for another day, but that would be a good history, our history of gaming and what games we owned and beat and whatnot. No?
There's a
Well,
lot of games I haven't beat.
I would
that's
say
fine.
the majority of games I've beat, unfortunately.
Yeah, Troll could have his own episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee mine won't be as long.
Mine
Well, like
would kind of be.
I had like 9 months I was unemployed
Ah,
at the end of like the PS3 and 360 era,
right.
and I still had enough money sitting around to like just stay in my house and just send in applications, do job interviews until finally I got hired. But that whole time I kept up, you know, the old GameFly subscription and kept, buying a couple things on, deep sales. So I got caught up on the entire library of the PS3 and 360 era, basically, in that 9 months. Like the hideous games I beat in that time frame, just because it was like, oh hey, $20 a month, I get to play 2 different games, and just shuffle, like sending this one back as soon as I'm done, so that by the time this is in the mailbox, the next day I get the other game. Like I had a perfect system of knowing the distance from my mailbox to that distribution center to keep like a steady flow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
like
how you know you've got too much time on your hands.
yeah,
Man, I
that
can't.
and
I can't play games I don't like. Like you'll see in my Project 168 series regularly, I will be playing a game and go, nope, 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 and just just quit. Like no, I can't handle this one. This and like because of X reason, I just don't give a crap anymore.
That's why I don't. There's why there's a lot of games I don't know, because there's a lot of games that I just look
Yeah.
at and go, no.
yeah.
By the way, we need to get moving on to what we've been playing because we just spent way too much time on Smash Brothers.
Hey, talk about the things you love.
That's right.
It's fair. So Bob, go ahead and talk about Octopath Traveler.
Oh man, where to start? I think I'm like 17 hours in now.
Okay.
I just got all 8 travelers, or all 8 characters, however you want to say that.
So you are
And
a
God.
Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, I'm now an Octopath Traveler, even though you can only use 4, or like a quadruple path traveler.
Okay.
But yeah, I love it. I think it's great. I don't know.
So what do you think of the
I
story
did-
so far? Because I think that's a lot of people are saying that's a weak point.
I think it's not what a lot of people were expecting. I think a lot of people were expecting their stories to all come together.
That's what I would kind of
And
expect.
and I think they do like real late game. I don't know. I think that's what I've read. But I think people can't handle following 8 different stories at once.
Are they
And
complicated
maybe that's me
stories?
being an asshole. I don't know because I'm not that far into it yet.
Okay. Well, so far, are they complicated stories at all?
No, no. But
Okay.
uh they're interesting stories. I wouldn't call them complicated. Like the warrior guy, Ulbrich. Well, we'll do who's in this video. So Therion, the thief, he gets caught stealing, listening to Jane's Addiction, and they basically
Now it's
catch
5 times.
they catch him, and then they're like, "Well, we can either keep this gold band around your wrist or something," which I guess is a no-no for some reason. That's like I guess it's like a sign of failure or something. I don't know. They're like, we could either like really humiliate you and then probably just kill you, or you could steal for us and go retrieve these. I want to say they're like dragon eggs or something.
Okay.
Some kind of strange thing. So there's that, and then the hunter lady here. I'm not even gonna try Hannet, whatever her name is. Her master.
Yeah, Hanit.
Yeah, I don't know. Her master, headmaster guy. Like it's a village of hunters, and the main headmaster guy leaves on this expedition, and he's been gone for like a year, and he only sent one letter, and no one's heard from him, and he hasn't come back. So her story is going to find him. This the cleric Ophelia, she is adopted more or less, and her adoptive father is dying pretty much. So they do this some kind of like ancient rite of passage where you have to go take this flame to different places. And her sister's supposed to be the one to do it, but her sister is all worried about their dad dying. So she goes in her sister's place, and that's what her story's about.
Okay.
But there's a chapter to everyone's story, and I just finished chapter 1 for everybody.
So is this like I'm not a big fan of the Final Fantasy battle system. Would I enjoy this still?
If you're a fan of turn-based combat in general, probably.
I don't hate it. I just don't like. I like when gameplay evolves. I really get into games like that.
It definitely evolves because each character has unlockable skills. So
Right.
there's a thing called job points, and at the end of a battle, you'll see like when they gain experience, there'll be a little thing under there that says GP and then a number next to it. And then once you get up enough job points, you unlock a new skill, and you can choose which skills to unlock, and then the required number of points goes up every time.
Okay. Is there a
So
lot of
and then
Mhm.
go ahead.
Is there a lot of grinding in the game?
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes. It's
Okay.
definitely one of those games.
I'm gonna get it, but I think I'm gonna wait till it's like $30.
Did you play through that new 3-hour demo they had right before it released?
No, I don't want to. I just want to get the game.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's
I say
three
that'd be a
hours
good.
long.
That's how
Well,
long
you have
you're
a
allowed. That's how long
3-hour
you're allowed to
time
play.
limit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe
Yeah.
when it gets cheaper, then I'll play that and then decide yes or no.
Yeah, because the 3-hour demo is the full game essentially with a time
Okay.
limit,
They
and
do
your
that on
save carries
Yeah.
over.
they do that on Xbox with Trials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you said, Troll, you play through that, and then if you buy the game, you can transfer your progress from that demo over to the game.
Yeah. And if it's gonna like if I play that now and I wait a while to buy it, then I'm gonna forget everything and I'm just gonna be annoyed that I already did these things and yeah, I would just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vocalist 5, they're apparently a lot of this game, from what I've seen and people I know personally that played it, is this game, the way the systems are kind of built, and the way the stories are structured, it actually really benefits from playing
Yeah,
it in the handheld mode.
it is a handheld game. It's on the Switch.
Yeah, you can. Well, like the structure of starting a chapter, the chapters don't take too long for that character story, and then you're back out in the world traveling.
Well,
It's an easy pick up and put down,
here
grind for a few minutes, get
here's a
back to
big thing
business.
about that though. Is there a very easy save system?
Mm,
Oh,
yes, and no.
you can't
So,
just save
okay.
whenever.
Well, there's like these little things that you walk past. It's like a book on a pedestal,
Mhm.
Yeah, there's one
and
right there.
that's where you stop to save your game.
Oh,
However,
I remember this now from the demo. I did play the one demo.
however, okay, the very first one,
Yeah,
right? Okay, but with the Switch, that's really not a big deal
right.
because you can stop mid battle and put the Switch to sleep, and when you wake it back up, you're going to be right there.
Yeah, that is a
So
really
it's
nice
not,
thing about the Switch. It's hitting that home
yeah,
button and it pauses it no matter what.
right. So it's really not a huge deal.
Yeah,
Because I just every time I come across one of them save points, I save. I'm that guy. I save every 5 minutes. I've been burned so many times playing games on a Game Boy, and where you're like, oh, I got time, and then your battery dies, and you just lost 4 hours of progress.
this looks
And
like
then
a game I would like on Switch because lately, or mostly, I buy games on Switch that I can play passively, if that makes sense. Because I work from home, so I have my Switch on a dock, and I'm usually playing some little game. I'm gonna talk about it next week, but I just bought Acorn Tactics, which is a turn-based XCOM type game, which is perfect for me on the
Oh,
Switch.
yeah, I will say this: if you buy this, if you don't turn your fucking sound, I will
Yeah,
drive. I will drive
Oh,
1,000 miles to slap you in the face.
I'm not playing it with sound then.
that's the thing that made me so sad about knowing I'm really not down for the grind. Is I've heard a lot of the music tracks from this game, and I see the art, and I was like,
Oh, here we go.
why aren't you in a different game?
Right. Here's some skills here. Increase
Yeah.
all allies
So that's your
critical. Okay. Unlocked after support skills. Unlocked after earning so many skills. Okay.
yeah. So the support skills are actually some of them are really cool. Some of them are like I could see using that, but only sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the one guy, Cyrus, the scholar, he has a skill where it cuts down on the amount of wild encounters, which I could see being useful. But in a game where
Yeah.
you need to grind, it's also
Yeah,
kind of pointless.
in a game that has like some pretty strict like level recommendations, but try
Right.
going to
Like
those
you think you would
spots
want all
a
the
level
wild
lower.
encounters. Yeah. But in the same time, I can also see, if you don't have any, they're not potions, but if you don't have any kind of healing items or nothing like that, and you don't have the cleric with you, or you don't have enough, whatever they're called, whatever points they are, to use her abilities to heal your other people, I could see
Yeah.
wanting to have less wild encounters. Because you can run from battles, but same thing with like Pokemon. It's not a for sure thing.
Did he just steal shit from that NPC?
Yes, you can
Yeah,
do that.
that's the path actions. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's 4 different styles of path actions. Each one has their own like different characters. Like the thief and the merchant have different ways to get items from characters. The thief steals, and
The
you can
merchant
like set up a
buys.
barter. Yeah.
This game does look really cool.
I tell you,
Now,
you should
also
buy
from a
it.
lot of the things I looked into, because I was like, you don't understand like the conflict in my heart of knowing I have no interest in buying this game, but you know, teenage me is just screaming like, "You fat fuck, play that thing now!"
And modern
But
you is like, I just want to play more Fortnite.
it's like I want to go play through games I can actually finish and enjoy, and not
Yeah.
spend 40 hours with bullshit. that's kind of meaningless.
That's why I was kind of excited to hear that Mr. Shifty's not all that long.
Yeah, Mr. Shifty goes quick, much
So,
like something we'll talk about in a minute, Bomb Chicken.
Mr. Shifty
But
is going to be my next series I do after Battle Chef.
yeah, some of the late game Mr. Shifty stuff gets really hard.
Good.
But it's it's predictable patterns. Like once you learn like the floor patterns of, all right, the enemies are in this area, this thing starts happening here.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to those spots, you're usually pretty good with that game.
And those are so satisfying when you pull that shit off.
Yeah.
So
But
good.
with Octopath, later on, like once you get to like the second chapter of a lot of the stories, like more of the characters will start having like kind of like basic dialogue between each other, like the people in your party.
Yeah.
But still, like even all the way to the end, from a lot of people, it's like you'll be playing your chapter, say your character, like the person you picked from the beginning, you're stuck with, until you finish that chapter, and then so on and
Right.
so forth. But
see, now that's the only thing that I wish was different so far, is that the person you pick in the very beginning, to the best of my knowledge, you're stuck with.
yeah, you have to, unless you're doing like one of the, well, no, the chapters for the other characters, like the characters you have come in there, right?
The character
you
for
got-
that specific chapter, when you first encounter them, they have to be with you. But
Yeah.
once that's done, you can swap them out at will. But the person you start with in the very beginning is your main character.
Stuck in your party?
Like you can't swap out all four. Like you're gonna have that starting character till the end of the game.
So I would imagine a tank like Ulbrich seems like a tank. So that would be a smart pick.
That's who I started with, and there's sometimes where I'm glad I picked him, and
Yeah.
there's sometimes where I wish I had somebody else.
Maybe there's going to be a story reason why they did that.
Well, I don't have a story reason, but there's one thing that I haven't discovered how to do yet, but I know it's a thing.
Okay.
You can pick up secondary
Classes.
we'll say.
Yeah.
So like I could make like a warrior thief or like a warrior cleric or something like that.
Yeah, I believe they refer to them as jobs, like old school Final
Jobs,
Fantasy.
That's
yes.
right, yeah.
Yes, jobs. Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm excited to get to that point because I've got some mixtures I want to try.
And that's what I feel like. That's why I say I like games that evolve. That feels like a major evolution of the game to me. It feels like it's maybe gonna get a little stale, and then that kicks in, and it's great. What the hell was I playing recently that was like that? Something on Xbox, I think. I don't know.
Well, like I was
Destiny
saying,
2.
Oh,
No.
why are you lying to
There's
your
zero
heart?
evolving gameplay there. Devolving gameplay.
But yeah. So late game, like the combat, evolves in smart ways, but the story kind of stays like, oh hey, it's these 8 different stories, to the point to where a lot of people I saw were complaining about the fact that, hey, you've got your party, you got 4 people here, and then when you're playing the chapter for that character, like they only speak to you and act like the other people aren't there.
Right. A lot of times other people won't be there and it will just be you.
Yeah.
You sure you haven't played this game, Troll?
Well, like I said, I looked into this way too much.
Yeah. Probably enough time looked into it, you could have just beat it. No?
I really wish I had this set up to stream it.
Yeah, I know. That
'Cause
would
I
be
would.
great. We could just use your gameplay.
I know. Dude, this game has been something that I've wanted for a long.
Yeah, I would really like to stream Acorn Tactics, or I just bought what is that Pixel Junk tower defense game?
Pixel Junk Monsters?
Is it Monsters? Okay, yeah, I just bought Monsters because it's on sale. I played the demo of that and really enjoyed it. Probably be talking about that next week or the week after. So, Bob, did you want to talk about the World of Warcraft cinematics?
Oh God, are you gonna try to get me that fired up tonight?
Yes, absolutely. We don't get you on here very often anymore.
I know.
So where do you want to start? Sylvanas? Which I think that's probably Sylvanas or Jaina. What you want?
uh, we can. We don't have to watch the Jaina one. I mean, the Jaina one is cool, and I think there's a lot of um, what's the right word? I don't know.
Imagery?
Good, yeah, but memories. There's a lot of memories in the video.
Okay, here's what I want to know, and maybe if it's too long, just tell me why. What the fuck is happening though? Jaina is a warbringer.
Okay, so in Legion, the Horde has been kicked out of Dalaran, which is like the mage city. They were kicked out a long time ago for events I don't really remember. And when the events in this current expansion happened, Khadgar, who is the Guardian, basically was like, "Look, we need the Horde's help to defeat the Legion. I want them back in Dalaran." So him and I want to say Council of the Elders had a vote, and Jaina was there, and she was pretty much the only one that voted no. So, like a typical woman, she stomped her feet and stormed off.
Okay.
And she basically just disappeared for the rest of the expansion. Nobody saw her
Huh.
at all. And then we get this fucking video.
Did we know prior that she was a pirate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, her father, who is the Grim Reaper guy in this video, he was the captain or leader or whatever of basically the Alliance Navy.
Okay.
So he was head honcho.
So is he a pirate or is he just a Navy guy?
He was a Navy guy.
Okay.
He was the leader of their Navy. Well, in the video, the song tells you a story of how young Jaina and Thrall, who used to be the war chief of the Horde, were trying to set up basically a peace treaty, for lack of a better term. So she ran off to wherever, I don't remember, to meet up with Thrall, and actually Garrosh, I want to say, was there as well. And her dad chased after her thinking she was in trouble, and she basically didn't want to listen to him, and he was wrong, so basically she abandoned him.
Okay.
And he died fighting the Horde when Garrosh dropped that giant mana bomb on Theramore, which you probably don't know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Basically, he nuked an entire city,
Okay.
and that's how her dad was there when it happened.
Is that why everyone's comparing Sylvanas to Garrosh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Which we'll get to that later.
Right.
Because that's not a fair comparison. So this video is basically her, and that's her dad, more or less.
Yeah.
So she goes and raises his old ship,
which is fucking cool,
and takes that into the Battle of Lordaeron, but in a very poor, fucking tacky fashion. Like, it's cool, but it's tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could probably find the cinematic, but she basically, all hope is lost for the Alliance, blah blah blah. And then here comes Jaina's fucking ghost ship of cannibal rats through the fog in the sky. And then the only cool part is, when she turns it broadside and she just fires like 90 million arcane cannons at the walls of Lordaeron. That was cool, but she came in a tacky fashion.
Okay.
That being said, that is my favorite Warbringer video because the song is just phenomenal. And they finally put it on Spotify.
Oh, really?
It's so good. Yes, it's on Spotify now.
Awesome. Yeah, because I got chills whenever she said "Beware of me."
Oh yeah. Oh, that's my favorite Warbringer video.
Yeah, it's a very cool one. I never got into WoW. I know it disappoints you, but I love the Warcraft lore. I wish somebody like there might be someone. I wish there was somebody like My Name Is Bife who does all the Destiny lore videos. I
Novel.
wish. Who was it?
I'll send you a link.
Because
I'm
I
on it,
will
don't
watch
worry.
the fuck out of that.
You know there's books, right?
You know, I don't
Yeah,
have
there's-
time to read books.
He doesn't even have time to listen to Switch game music.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a good point. Yeah, I'll
might,
send you the link.
I might do the audiobooks though. I'm sure they exist.
They're worth it, man. Christy Golden writes some really good books.
Okay. But that brings us to Warbringer Sylvanas. Oh boy.
Oh my, some things have happened. So, long story short, for the Warbringers Sylvanas cinematic, basically Sylvanas gets triggered and burns down the world tree. The only one left. That's pretty much what happened.
Now, to me, it looks like she was already like she won. So why wouldn't she do this?
Because this was not the plan. She didn't win. She did, but
Okay.
she didn't. So before this happened in this little video, and I haven't played this part in game, so you'll just have to take my word for
Okay.
what I've seen.
Is this stuff in game?
Yeah, this is all in
okay.
game.
I figured this was coming in the next expansion.
No, this stuff is in game right now.
Okay.
This was all like pre-expansion stuff.
Gotcha.
So before this happened, and like right before, the orc you saw her walking up with was Varrock Sourfang, who's been around for a very long time. Sylvanas and Malfurion, which is like, Mr. Super Druid for the Alliance, were in this big fight, and her plan was to kill Malfurion, to kill Hope for the Alliance. And she basically ended up tasking Sourfang with that. She basically had Malfurion on his knees, and she was like, "Finish this, I got shit to do." And Sourfang was like, "There's no fucking honor in this. I'm not going to take this guy's head off from behind." So he let Malfurion go. And then as they're walking up to the World Tree, I don't know why they were going. I think they were going to take command of the World Tree, not necessarily burn it down, but claim it for the Horde. And then she talks to the Night Elf in this video.
Right.
And basically she was like, you can't kill Hope. And she was basically like,
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. So she burned down the World Tree. And I don't know how to feel about it. Because
I mean, isn't that a good thing though that a game makes you feel that way and they're getting all this
Absolutely.
buzz and like
absolutely,
at least they're not doing the safe thing?
No, I definitely.
I feel like there's people who are legitimately upset though.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's the internet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I understand why people wouldn't want it burnt down the way it was burnt down, because there was, innocent people inside and shit,
fuck 'em.
shit you're supposed to care about.
Okay.
So what you don't see in this video, and this is what a lot of people got really upset about, was Sourfang has always been, all about the honor and glory. And you see nothing in this video about him freaking out about there being no honor and killing innocent people and children. Yes. Not in this video.
Oh, okay. Is that the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the old soldier video. But
gotcha.
I mean, there was like a few days or so in between that, and the internet lost it. Absolutely lost it. They were like, "I can't believe Sourfang didn't step up," and blah 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 blah. I don't know. This cinematic fucking blew me away.
This
because
is Sourfang.
Sourfang is the guy kneeling. Person laying down is Sourfang's son,
Right.
who died in the events of the Wrathgate.
I found it
I
interesting.
think.
The other two were like motion comics, and this one's just a straight up 3D cinematic.
Well, they're different.
Okay.
They're different things, I guess. I was glad this was a cinematic, and
Yeah, I
you know
guess
why?
this isn't a Warbringer.
No, I was glad because you can see his emotion, and we
Yeah.
finally get a fucking troll in a cinematic.
Oh.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, not that kind of troll.
Oh, okay.
But this was fucking. I had chills the whole time watching it, especially when Zappy Boy here, which I don't know if you know that whole thing, but that's his name. That's not really his name, but that's his. He basically calls him out because he's taking his armor off now,
Yeah.
and he's ever since his wife is dead too, and I don't remember what happened there, but his wife is dead. His son died sometime in Wrath of the Lich King. He just wants to die. Essentially, is what he wants.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be part of this. There's no honor. He just wants to die his honorable death and be done with it. So that's what he's setting up to do here. He's taking all his armor off, all while this troll's just bugging him. Basically being a troll.
Yeah.
Which I guess is pretty ironic. But the gist of this is he flips out on the troll, and the troll calls him out on giving up. And then, they see eye to eye and everybody's happy. But he flips out on the guy, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It definitely makes him look like an old soldier.
Sure.
Where he freaks out and he's like, what's he say? He says something like, "So you know me, huh? What I've seen, what I've done." He basically throws him like across the battlefield and just snaps on this guy. And then he grabs that necklace that he just dumped in the fire, which was his son's. And he said something like, never give up, or I don't know, some kind of cliche.
Yeah, I found this whole thing, like, I've read some stuff on Reddit, and somebody made a good point of the Horde are bad guys, but they're not bad guys. So the whole world tree was like, what the fuck? We wouldn't normally do that.
Well, that's what everybody's point is. It's never been about good versus evil.
But different perspectives.
Right. And people were freaking out because, Sylvanas is pure evil. And what was funny to me was that people were like, well, I don't understand why they're basically making, Garrosh 2.0, and this is so out of character. This is so out of character for Sylvanas. And no, it's not. It's really not. This is what you would expect Sylvanas to do.
Is she a minion of the Lich King, or did she just happen to turn into a banshee because of that whole thing?
So, Arthas kills her and turns her into a banshee. After that, she regains her free will. Okay. So she's still a banshee, but not under control of the Lich King.
Is the Lich King dead at this point?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
well,
I thought so.
No.
Okay.
Lich King is not dead. Arthas is dead. Someone took his place. Now there's talks of whether this Lich King, if anything, will happen with him or not.
Oh.
Because Arthas was not the Lich King to begin with. Ner'zhul was the Lich King. And Ner'zhul is an old shaman from way back in the beginning. He's the voice inside the armor, basically.
Is it the armor or the sword that possesses him?
It's the armor. What the sword does is steal a soul.
Oh, okay. See, I thought the sword was controlling him.
No.
Okay.
I'm sure it's part of it, but
this is all like absolutely fascinating.
But yeah, so that's what the whole the Forsaken are, the playable race. Is those are all undead people that are not under control of any kind of Lich
Okay.
King or anything. They all have their own free will.
Right.
That's where Forsaken come from.
Isn't Sylvanas the leader of Forsaken?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But she's also the current war chief.
Okay.
And I know I told you the other day, what did I forget, but you were like, "Oh shit, insta trigger."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't think Sylvanas is doing or going to do a bad job being a war chief. She is certainly she's all about war.
Yeah.
I would like to see Sourfang as war chief because I think he fucking deserves it.
You don't think he's gonna die in that battle?
I really hope not.
Probably be disappointing for him to die off camera.
Well, there's a couple cinematics from the Battle of Lordaeron where it does not show Sourfang in the end, but he was there in the beginning.
Okay.
And she basically bombs all of what used to be Lordaeron in Blight, which is, I don't know, some weird undead gas.
Okay.
It pretty much just it kills a bunch of shit. It kills everything in its path. And I think Sourfang was out there when all that happened. Now, whether he's dead or not, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't die. I'll be mad if he dies.
And you're an Alliance guy, right?
Fuck you, no.
Oh. No, sorry, Kimberly is. Kimberly is
Yeah.
an Alliance player.
Now, I will play Alliance for the story, but I'm a Horde guy.
Gotcha. Well, damn, sounds like you got a pretty exciting expansion coming up.
I'm excited. And
this
then
is-
they added... Go ahead.
This is the most buzz and excitement I've ever heard for a WoW expansion.
You know, here's
'Cause
another thing.
I'm
that keeps me
outside of it
going.
though. I'm outside of the bubble, so I'm hearing it. So that's interesting.
Because I have wanted the story to go back to a Horde versus Alliance conflict
Yeah.
for a while. Because ever since I couldn't even tell you when the last Horde versus Alliance conflict was, because for Lich King, we kind of had to band together to destroy the Lich King. And then in Cataclysm, we had to band together to destroy Deathwing. And in Mists of Pandaria, we all had to band together to destroy Garrosh. And it just,
Yeah.
and then Warlords of Draenor and Legion, we had to band together to defeat the fucking Legion.
I have seen a bunch of comments, and I guess just hearing the expansion name, I thought the same thing. You know, Battle of Azeroth or for Azeroth. What is it?
For
For
Azeroth.
Azeroth. And it was like, isn't that
Yeah.
just World of Warcraft?
But for so long, there hasn't been a Horde. I mean, there's been Horde versus Alliance, but
Sure.
that hasn't been the theme.
But I think from the outside perspective, it's like, aren't you guys already doing that?
Well, that's what's aggravating, and it makes PvP. I mean, not necessarily confusing, because PvP is still, that's always going to be Horde versus Alliance. But from a story aspect, if you're banding together to defeat a common evil, why are we killing each other? It makes
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
I don't know.
But I'm excited. I like the Horde versus Alliance thing. That's why I fucking play. They recently put out that thing called War Mode, where basically you can either have it off and you will never encounter world PvP, or you can turn it on and it's all world PvP all the time. If there's a guy over there and you're Horde and he's Alliance,
Damn.
he can come fucking kill you on the spot. It doesn't matter what level, anything. And I love it. I haven't turned it off.
I would probably turn that off.
Nope. As soon as I logged on and that was an option, I turned it on, and I haven't turned it off.
I'm kind of glad to hear you excited about WoW again. 'Cause I think for a while you didn't care, or just wasn't.
I didn't care for a while.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because I was tired of. Okay, well, who's going to be more powerful than the Iron Horde? okay, who's going to be more powerful than
Yeah,
the
it
Burning
was
Legion?
villain of the week.
Yeah, it's always okay. Who's the next powerful guy we're down? I don't play WoW for villain of the week. I play WoW for Warcraft.
Yeah.
I wanna fight Horde versus Alliance because that is the gameplay that appeals to me. Am I great at PvP? Fuck no, I'm terrible. Do I enjoy it? Absolutely.
All right. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or anything you need me to look up for videos?
I think that's about it. I mean, I could probably go on a rant for the rest of the night, but I have to work tomorrow, so that's not a
true.
good idea.
Well, then let's move on to what I've been playing. So I played, and this is part of the Game Pass now. I played a little game called Ruiner, and it's a lot like Mr. Shifty, but maybe darker, definitely darker. The story has me really intrigued because apparently you are like this helmet you're wearing is controlling you, and you have to kill the boss. And there's also a hacker girl trying to keep you from killing the boss. That's really all I know. But the gameplay is you have a dash, and you have a melee attack, and a range attack, and then you unlock abilities like he was just using a shield. You dash, you smash people, you can shoot people. It's a top-down kind of sort of brawler game, but there's ranged weapons like everywhere. You can constantly pick them up, like you're constantly using it up and throwing it down and getting a different one.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
Just first glance, this reminds me of a mixture of Earth Wars, that goofy little $4 game on the Switch,
Okay.
and the mobile port that I played on the Switch. I played a demo for it. It was like a hack and slash
A
kind of game.
Blade or something like that?
No. It was similar landscape to this though, and I can't think of the name of it. That's
Troll?
gonna bug me now.
You got anything, Troll?
I was gonna say my brain is still stuck with your World of Warcraft thing. It took every inch.
I didn't think you were listening to the whole conversation.
Well, no, like the whole time I was listening, and then something happened, and then my brain was fucking lost and trying not to say, Bob, are you telling me that there is no Dana, there is only Ner'zhul?
Jaina has nothing to do with the Lich King.
But and then also somehow clicking through a couple of links on the internet, I came across gay Kirby porn.
All right.
So I was excessively distracted as soon as I thought of there is no Dana, there's only Ner'zhul. But going back to Ruiner, there's a long history of these like twin stick shooter games.
That's what this is,
like
but it has a heavy emphasis on melee, which is different.
All right, well, hold on. Whoa, back up.
Backing up.
We're backing up to Kirby porn.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Holy crap! No, we're not.
Hear me out.
Fucking A,
He's a bottom.
This
according
isn't a family
to the
This
to the
is not a
scripture I read.
family-friendly show, anyways.
It should be a human-friendly show, though.
We're gonna back up to Kirby porn and Jaina.
I don't know that they were connected.
If you're really that interested, I mean, Jaina and Arthas were lovers before Arthas was the Lich King. So I'm just saying, it's probably out there.
Yeah, well, I want to say something, Jacob. From what I could read, Meta Knight and Kirby were sure as hell connected.
All right.
That boy can suck, goddammit. It was like my brain was just so fucking lost. I was like, how do I bring this up?
You just don't do that.
You just leave that one alone. But a tip I'll tell you, Jacob, for Ruiner.
Oh, okay, you said a tip. I thought you were still talking about Kirby porn.
No, not just the tip. A tip.
Only one tip.
So, like you were saying, really focus on getting those sword upgrades
See,
for
I got a
your
pipe now.
basic weapon. Well, yeah, it is a pipe.
Okay.
You beat your first boss, like you go into like this car garage, like it's the first boss once you get out of like the opening area.
Okay.
And he's a guy with this cool like sword, and then you basically swap up for the sword. But either way, the melee weapon, because you can pick up temporary use melee weapons with different abilities and things like that. When you get further into the game, and you should have already started coming across it once you get to like the parking garage. Every time you clear one of these like wave sections, when these like these boxes close and you're locked in this little arena and you fight, at the end of every one of these waves, a grinder lands in the middle of the floor. And what the grinder does is once you hit the button, it recycles all the weapons on the ground into credits and health and shield boosts. So like if like I were to scroll back and figure out where me playing through Ruiner was like when I was streaming it, like you'll see me in some areas just like looking one direction, running in reverse the other direction, and just spamming the pickup button to juggle some other guns out of areas I know a grinder didn't drop, just so like I have one extra thing, drop the guns, use my basic weapons unless like a real big boss shows up.
Yeah.
And then get the most out of that grinder every round, because also once you grind something, it throws out a higher rarity gun at random. So it's this cool like risk reward thing of not using any of the extra weapons that aren't your base stuff to get a bigger payout at the end of each one of these waves.
Yeah, I definitely got. There's something satisfying about like dashing in there and smashing a dude with a pipe. That makes me sound like I'm a serial killer. I swear I'm not.
Yeah.
But
So I found what game this reminds me.
Okay.
Implosion.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. This reminds me of a mix of Earth Wars and Implosion.
A little bit. Earth Wars I don't quite get.
Just because of the gun gameplay, I guess.
Okay.
I don't.
I get maybe the aesthetic.
Yeah, it just has that kind of feel to me.
The
environment.
The story is really interesting.
Hmm.
I really want to check out more of it. Did you finish it, Troll?
Oh, Ruiner? Yeah, I completed it.
How long is it?
And it's I mean it probably like 10 hours total.
Okay.
Because it's not like the game is excessively long. It's just it escalates in difficulty.
Sure.
Which is weird seeing the person in this video playing. They're not very good.
Is this your video, Jacob?
No, this is Total Biscuit.
No, this is way past wherever Jacob would have already got the sword and known he would have had a sword instead of a pipe. But yeah, man, wow, they're not good.
He's never claimed to be good at games.
Yeah, he's a commentator on games. He enjoys games. But yeah, it's
like me. I enjoy games, but I'm bad at them.
Yeah, I'll say I'm probably not much better.
Yeah, that's the thing is
Go ahead,
there's so many more like dodges this guy could be doing. Like late game, like you're not stopping that teleport until you run out of charges.
That's how I was playing Mr. Shifty.
Yeah, like Mr.
Dodge
Shifty
punch.
especially is like that.
That's probably how I'm playing this. I find myself enjoying games like this lately. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because Mr. Shifty and Ruiner are both really, really good versions of them.
Yeah, Ruiner has had a lot of updates to get it to the point where it's at now, because it was kind of unwieldy, at first, but they added a lot of cool like basic options and features from where it originally started. You do some of the challenge stuff, you get other costumes, but the challenge stuff is even harder than the base game, so you got to really want to play Ruiner. The music is amazing.
Yes.
But I'm super partial, like I've mentioned probably before. Like, I hate when I realize I like things unironically that makes me kind of look like a douche.
Okay.
Like, like outrun retro wave, synth wave kind of music, which is what a lot of these, cyberpunk, games style of music. Like if you go back to Blade Runner, there's a artist who's like one of those OG like synth electronic artists named Vangelis. Like he made all that cool weird music, Blade Runner, like music in that style.
Is something like Justice kind of what you're talking about?
Sort of like if you ever played Far Cry 3 Curse of the Blood Dragon.
Yeah, I didn't like it, honestly.
Well, like there's a group that did all the music for that called Power Glove.
Oh yeah.
Or they did a lot of music for that. They do kind of more of like a video game centric version of that style of music.
I mean, I love Justice and oh man, right on Daft Punk and who the hell else? The drum and bass type people.
You know who they should hire more to do music?
Me.
And I'm gonna bring this person up every chance I get, especially when we get to like synth music.
Oh, let's see, Schaefer the Dark Lord.
That's not where I was going with this at all. Yes,
Right.
but not where I was going with this at all.
Michael Cahill.
No, Tom Happ.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
He's the guy who did Axiom Verge.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Starting to think Troll's just a fucking robot.
Well, like it's weird. Like I have terrible like memory recall in general, but like if there's something that like triggers a memory of it, like that shit just like falls back out. Like it's hard for me to remember this shit. Like it's like, oh hey, blah blah blah, that. No, like the conversation has to lead me there, and then it's just like, like the fucking gun cabinets in the Matrix flying out of the background. Like, hey, here's an example of mild autism.
What?
Just like, oh hey, he just randomly didn't remember any of the names. Now he knows the entire cast,
right,
of fucking Gargoyles, the animated show. Like what? Like, oh hey, he's gonna tell you the entire, filmography of John Carpenter and name title tracks for all those movies. Like
oh my god.
But yeah, like it's so weird, like the randomness of like the thing, like we've kind of had this kind of gag going on about like me not thinking of any of these and then they coming up organically in the conversation, like the random obscure games, we mentioned, or I mentioned, I guess.
Constantly.
But yeah, it's yeah, John Carpenter, actually, now that I mentioned it, like a lot of the music, like John Carpenter. Well, John Carpenter did the score for a lot of his movies.
Really?
And John Carpenter, well, he did the score for almost every one of his movies. So like the Halloween theme song, all the music from like Escape from, New York, for The Thing, like he composed all that music. But he's one of those guys that was like on that early wave of super heavy, like atmospheric, weird, moody synth music. Much like a lot of the music you'll hear in Ruiner.
Yeah. I'm going to play more of that. That might be... I think I'm going to play Mr. Shifty next, because I don't know,
Mr. Shifty
not.
You'll be able to finish sooner.
Yeah. Okay.
Ruiner is a much bigger like investment.
I think this is going to be the last month I have Game Pass, just because reasons. So I might just go ahead and finish Ruiner. So we'll see. But one game that I've been putting a lot of time into, I was going to say way too much time, but I'm not going to say that shit anymore when I just enjoy a game, is Planet Coaster. It's holy shit, I enjoy this game. I love it so much. And the guy on screen right now, Sips, I'm usually watching him play it while I'm playing it. Do you guys play Roller Coaster Tycoon, City Skylines, any of those types of games?
Not recently.
I mean, I played like the theme park games back in the day.
Yeah. He just actually played a game called 2 Point Hospital. Have you seen that?
Yeah, 2 Point Hospital is like some of the same guys who made the original Theme Hospital way back in like the 90s.
It looks
put together a
real
studio
good.
called Two Point Studios or whatever.
This game, the customization is wild. This cave that he made out of nothing, just raised it out of the ground. That archway is not in the game. He made that, coloring it. Um, there's a really. It's not this video. Bear with me for a second. He made a cove. Is this it? No. God damn it! Where am I at in this series? By the way, this is a 75-part series, and a lot of these videos are 6-7 hours long.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
like well, this is like old school Minecraft, like fucking what is it? The redstone circuitry builds, like
Here it is.
guys like figuring out how to make this stuff and then taking the time to perfect it.
Look at this thing. He's making stalagmites tights. I don't know what the fuck the difference is. I know the difference is. I don't know
one's
which
on
is.
top.
I know what the fuck you.
Just remember, stalactites has a T. It's on top. Done.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look, he made a deck that looked like Florida. It was the penis of this water park.
But he
even has the dribble.
But this area was totally empty whenever he put this ride there, and he built a cave over it. Later on, let's see if he puts in a bunch of lights. Puts in seaweed.
The Kraken's lair.
It's so freaking cool. I love it so much. I was showing. Oh, you know what? I could bring up a screenshot of that, of my gameplay. Well, shit. I don't want to move any of this stuff. Just a second. Technical difficulties. I'll figure this out.
You do that. I'll log into RuneScape.
What? No.
Too late.
So, the thing about the Kraken, you say Kraken, and that triggered me. And
Oh, jeez.
here it is. Here it is. Bringing it up. Boop. Okay. So, yeah, that little screenshot there. I can't even move. I made a big, like, water ride, a white water raft ride that goes down and, goes into this lake. And there's a Kraken. That Kraken will actually go into the water and pop back up. It's all animated. And there's a tentacle reaching up in between the two parts of the tracks that turn. And you can actually set things that go off at certain times. You set up shops. There are buildings that are just empty, basically. And you can remove things almost brick by brick and make them completely customized. It's crazy the amount of customization in this game. Like, when you're setting things down, you can place them and then turn them on like an axis and slightly move them, and the layer, like that little Kraken's layer sign, when he placed that, it was kind of out in the air, and he just, slightly moved it and made it look like it's attached. He spends way too much fucking time placing rocks.
Yeah.
Which is something I'm sure I'll get to. But yeah, it's just, my water ride actually goes underground. So I'm actually going to install lights and stuff under the ground and make it look like there's pirates down there and put a couple little boats or something. I don't know the last time I played a game that had this level of attention to the creation system. And I love it so much.
Also lets you do the first person, like, go through the rides yourself and, like, experience them. Because I've seen guys do the underground, like, water tunnels of, like, the roller coaster dips underground. They've got, like, this whole, like, underwater, like, aquarium around the pipe and all sorts of stuff.
Obviously, this ride's not that exciting. But, yeah, you can do first person on all the rides. And including your custom coasters. And there's a staff system, so you can, have janitors and all that stuff. People steal stuff, so you got to have security. You got to have enough vendors to run the shops. You got to have, one thing I find a lot of fun is finding little bits of building that I can remove and put in a staff area, so they can go and recharge, and they can actually learn things, and you can promote them, and they become better at their job. Just millions of little things that just keep me playing this game.
You know, this just randomly reminded me of something very strange.
What's that? Here it is, obscure game of the week.
No, not obscure game of the week.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Obscure weirdness of living in the hoods and knowing like a lot of drug addicts that scavenge shit.
Okay.
But but when I mentioned, old school theme park, I just remember that I played the original theme park on the 3DO.
Really?
Damn.
And you want to know the only system I ever played the original Command and Conquer? The 3DO.
Damn.
Like that just randomly popped in my head. I was like, what else did I ever touch on a 3DO? I was like, ugh, stuff is terrible.
Ugh.
But just looking at this, like, the fact that this used to be just a flat green field is so cool to me. And now he's got, like, a giant cove built. He's got that lake in the middle of his park there. He put every one of those shrubs, one by one, around that lake.
I've always loved games like this, man. And I really, what I really want that falls into the same genre?
Just play Planet Coaster.
No. I want Jurassic World Evolution.
Nope. Apparently it's not very good.
Why is it not very good?
I mean, he talks about it a lot in the series that he just wishes there was something about it he just didn't like. And this, by the way, Sips is the type of guy that plays City Skylines a lot, plays this game a lot. Obviously, it's like 75-part series. And there was something, I don't know exactly what, but I guess the Jurassic Evolution game wasn't. And there's not a lot of buzz around it. Like, there's a lot of buzz building up to it, and then now that it's out, everyone's like, all right, it's okay.
Yeah, it got a lot of mediocre reviews, and people stopped playing it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think there's just, you hit a hard wall, from what I understand.
I wonder if that's just one of those games where it's almost like a niche kind of game.
It was also made for consoles, so they probably had a lot of limitations.
Was it really made for consoles?
Yeah, it's on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Can they handle a game like that?
City Skylines is on Xbox One. I refuse to play it on Xbox. I don't understand how anyone would want to.
Yeah, I don't either, because that's a game that just never stops growing.
Yeah, and that's how
Why
Planet
would you
Coaster
want to do that
too.
to yourself?
I don't know. And I just, like, there's another thing with mouse and keyboard is just superior. Like, it doesn't matter, really. But I got to imagine this probably... Like, have you ever played those games that used to be PC games on console, and there's, like, 2 or 3 buttons you gotta press to get to certain menus? I hate that shit.
So basically you're saying Player Unknowns on the Xbox One?
Yes, holy crap. Somebody asked me the other day, because I have it, because my brothers have it, so I have it on my Xbox. Somebody asked me today if I wanted to play. I was like, yeah. He was like, well, on Xbox? No.
Nope.
No.
No.
I'll play PUBG.
That's a hard pass.
Sure as shit I'll play PUBG. I have no problems playing PUBG. Xbox? No.
We should stream that again sometime.
Yes.
I haven't played PUBG in a long
Some of our best streams are PUBG.
But
do you remember when I shot you because you don't like Star Trek?
If you want to see that, you can look up a best of video.
Oh, that's right. You put that in there, huh?
I edited the fuck out of those streams. That was a long time, long edit, like a 2 weeks worth of editing.
That's what you get for saying Star Trek sucks.
I want to play Bridge Crew.
I know, dude. I want to just be a part of a Bridge Crew.
Troll, are you down to play Bridge Crew?
I guess.
He's less excited than I am.
Well, is Bridge Crew one of those VR games that got version?
Yeah, but I'm sure it's fine on the PC, like without VR.
I guess it's pretty cool even without VR.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple game, I'm sure. Well, actually, the commands are simple. The game itself, I don't think, is too simple.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't seen it, you're sitting in your chair.
Yeah, like I've seen people play it.
And you just have to do certain things that your job would be.
The Vive version lets you like control your fingers pretty much independently.
Yeah.
God, I want to play that so bad.
It would be a lot of fun.
I just want to live. Like, I want to be in Star Trek.
Oh
One
yeah,
day,
I could tell
one
that
day,
you dork.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck you.
one day we will.
I love you, Bob.
We'll
Love you,
just.
I'll see you there.
I'm telling you, man. One day we're just gonna be living in VR like Ready Player One.
Did you see where the supposedly we're starting up a space force?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go sign up.
My brother's in the Air Force. I told him to go sign up for it.
I got something I genuinely want to be a part of.
Yeah, they're gonna need a bunch of nerds, a bunch of Star Wars and Star Trek
That's
nerds.
fucking right.
We can't figure this shit out. Well, you see, whenever you hit the hyperspace, you have to yell "Punch it, Chewie."
No, because that's the wrong fucking franchise,
No,
and
it's
it's
the
also
right.
the wrong. It's
It's the
it's
right
the
franchise.
it's the lesser franchise.
No, it's not.
You're wrong.
Not. So there's even a sci-fi park you can build in Planet Coaster, and that's gonna be
Really?
my next thing. Yeah, there's sci-fi, Western, pirate, Caribbean, which is close to pirate, fairy tale, and then there's just like Planet Coaster themed stuff. Um,
Hmm.
I think the only problem I have with the game, which I think I like now, is there is DLC for it, and it's in your menu. So you could actually click on something and be like, "This is cool. I'm gonna build it," and it'll be like, "Please buy the DLC."
Speaking of DLC, this is not related to Planet Coaster at all, but it is
Okay.
related to DLC. I turned on my 3DS earlier today to play Smash Brothers for a little bit, kind of get reacquainted with the controls, and I noticed that they had new DLC from the last time I played Smash Brothers, like 2 years ago. So I was like, well, I'll check that out. And for like to buy every fighter or whatever the DLC was, it was like $35 worth of DLC. And I
Damn.
was like, why? Why can't you just put it all in the original game?
But the thing with the DLC in Planet Coaster is I didn't like at first that it was like, please give me money for this thing. I did like that I got to see a preview of it, and that I could decide if I
Yeah.
wanted to buy said DLC. So I think
Yeah.
I think that was kind of one of those things where damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right. You can do. I mean, there's a right way and a wrong way to do DLC.
Yeah.
I guess.
And the DLC in that game is
We-
kind of expensive, I think.
Well, to me, DLC is ridiculous, and this is coming from a fucking WoW player. But I mean, we all come from the days when you bought a game and well, that was it. That was the game. There wasn't a
Yeah.
DLC.
Well, games are
You know
way
what I
more
mean?
expensive to make now.
Oh, and trust me, I get that. I don't disagree with that one bit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I hate DLC any less.
I mean, one game that probably won't get DLC because I imagine it's complete is Bomb Chicken. You want to talk about Bomb Chicken again, Troll?
Fucking hard segue right there.
Well, hard segue because I've already heard about this game and I've had to pee since Kirby porn, so I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah.
Does he really have to pee, or is he going to the bathroom for something else?
For Kirby porn.
Maybe he's gonna make a hot Google search. No, that's the clandestine shit. He's gonna duck go.
Well, now I gotta stand here and listen to you two talk about it.
No, it's fine, but
I'll be back.
We'll be
Bomb
here.
Chicken. Ironically enough, I'll have to let Jacob know this is the one thing they kind of don't do right is music. Like the music of this is just kind of like atmospheric. It's a pretty simple game. It's one button and the movement, so you can actually play this one-handed with one Joy-Con.
Oh, okay.
It's a very hard platformer. All of your movement is handled by bombs. Like you stack bombs,
I see that.
and you make your larger jump. You can kick the stacks of bombs to do different things. Like
So
that.
there's no jumping at all. You're just stacking bombs up.
You're stacking bombs. Yeah, all of this is, risk reward because your bombs can, blow yourself up. Like they start a chain reaction. You can kill yourself accidentally very, very often. Like
Oh,
this is actually me playing here.
This looks pretty fun. Is this on the Switch?
Yeah, it's $8 right now. It was like I said, it was $15. I bought it like 4 days before it went on sale. It's only on the Switch right now.
It is not you
Uh,
playing.
Is this not?
Is there a video of you playing?
I did like
He
posted
sent
a
me one.
link.
Oh, son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
Why don't you pay attention instead of worrying about Kirby porn?
Well, he was thinking about peeing.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
it definitely was.
Definitely not thinking about Kirby porn at all.
But yeah, like this whole game takes place in this giant, like, complex factory of this company called BFC. I don't know what BFC stands for,
Big
but it's a
fucking
fried
chicken.
chicken. It's a fried chicken restaurant that has this like spicy blue sauce they put on everything, and it's like weird island magic. Who knows? Like it's bizarre. Like they throw a bucket of eggs into a room, and one of those eggs lands on this altar, and the blue sauce drips on you, and the egg hatches, and now you're a chicken that can lay bombs. Like it's like
This
there's no
is you
text.
playing.
It just gets right into the business, and like the weird complexities of some of like the secrets to find, some of the puzzles you complete, and like the sheer like skill of needing to react. Oh yeah, oh my god. I remember like the fucking rage inducing like
I could definitely see myself rage quitting this.
Yeah, like I posted in the Discord, it was like this game actually took me longer to beat than Cuphead because there's a couple of problems. Like long-term play right now in the version 1.0 that's on the Switch, like it has a memory leak. So like I was getting like late in the game on my first playthrough, and it was just like having massive like frame stutters and slowdowns. But that was all fixed when once I closed it out. And then also, like if you see in this, like I play pretty fast.
Yeah.
Just because I'm usually pretty good at games like this, in most games. But like
You say that just as you die.
Yeah, like no, this whole section, like learning like the spawn patterns. Another bug that happens is sometimes like these enemies spawn when they shouldn't, and sometimes like their patterns are busted. Like there's like these weird like floating skulls you come across that are on fire, and like you can like hit them with a bomb and they blow up.
Everything I'm seeing is just you dead.
Yeah. Well, again, this section was really rough.
It definitely looks like there's a lot going on.
Holy shit. I mean, is it a good platformer though?
Yeah, like it's a really well made game. Like the art, the animations are all great. Why is this like pushed to the left? Or
because it's on Twitch and I put everything on YouTube. I'm not set up for
Oh,
Twitch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just streaming it as I was playing it. But yeah, like sometimes like these skeleton things, like you'd come back into the room and they would be facing like their animations would be playing right, and they wouldn't be like aimlessly bouncing around the screen in the usual patterns they would. So sometimes it was kind of unpredictable as far as certain rooms that'd be harder.
I went ahead in the video because I thought you were past this.
Yeah. No, like the last the last 5 levels took me like some of them took me like an hour a piece.
Damn.
Because like I said, I was running into some problems, like finding the exact patterns. Some of the minor hiccups of like the game being a release version that needs some bug fixing kind of complicated things. But so like I said, it's one button, but any of the buttons can place bombs. So I had this pattern going down of, since I use my PS4 controller on my Switch.
Yeah.
Where like, well, if you had like the Pro controller or the, any of the regular controllers, like your Joy-Cons and the little grip or whatever, I was hitting like the left shoulder button and X. So like I was alternating between the two to lay those bomb stacks really fast. Because you could lay them faster, alternating those button presses than you could just pressing the one button. But if you lay the bombs too fast, you kind of glitch through like the layer on the map you're going to. It's like in the bottom of the screen here, there's like that basic platform that lets you go up, but you don't have the ability to drop down. So some of these areas, especially like the very last level, there's all these like platforms that as you touch them, they'll break, or they'll not break, they'll collapse, and then they're on a timer to reset back up. I would be spamming going through because I'm trying to get through in a hurry, because you've got to react pretty fast in some of these last levels.
Right.
And I would spam so fast to where like my chicken would basically be like flapping his fucking body in midair because he was trapped in a realm of not being at the exact next ledge, and then I'd fall through the thing and die, or have to reset like this whole intricate thing I had just done because like I was one bomb too short from getting to where I needed to be.
So how far into the game is this?
This is like pretty much like there's 29 levels, and they're all very short. It's just they're of varying difficulty. This is probably like level 20 on.
Is this worth buying for someone that doesn't like platformers?
I mean, it's a very specific, weird game.
Yeah.
It has very good style. Like I was saying to Bob while you were gone with your Kirby shenanigans, like the music is just kind of like mood setting. It's not very like excellent. Like I love the sound design. I love like the art style. I love the interactions with the background. I love the animations of these characters bouncing around, and when the chicken dies, like it's all good stuff. But I was just disappointed the music was like the same, like kind of like four, just kind of like dong dong, oh, like this weird like. Because like I said, there's a giant chicken statue at the end of each level, and by finding those like gems in the round, like you unlock extra lives.
Because one game I played, and I'm going to derail what you've been playing this week a little bit because I forgot about this, but I do want to tell you about this. Have you played 8-Bit Boy?
No, I haven't touched it. I saw when I was opening up Twitch to come over here to hop on the stream. I saw that was one of the things you had just played.
Yeah, it's basically a Mario clone, but it's a really good Mario clone. I have it on screen right now. It's essentially Mario, like Super Mario. But the power does escalate. Like right now, he has the green. He's gotten 2 berries, and now he's got 3. This one I think maybe explodes. Yeah, it does something. But yeah, the berries, the firepower actually escalates and gets more powerful, which I thought was pretty cool. This game is really good, but it's basically just Mario on PC.
Yeah, I see this.
I really enjoyed it. Like, this is the kind of platformer I could get into.
Yeah, this one is a lot more laid back. Like Bomb Chicken, like I said, I myself as a guy that, like, if a game clicks for me, like I just laser focus in until it's done. Like even for me, like Bomb Chicken was getting goddamn frustrating because, like I'd hit a point and then I'd fuck up and I'd be mad at myself, and then the next run through, the game would fuck up. And then I'd be like, God damn you, you shitty game.
Bomb Chicken looks like a game I would either enjoy or absolutely regret buying.
Like I said, right now,
I don't think there's a whole lot of in-between there.
Yeah.
Well, the in-between, though, the in-between is exactly like I would enjoy it, but I wouldn't finish a game like that, but I would get some enjoyment out of it. Like, if it gets to be like $4, I'll probably pick it up, because it looks fun, the whole pushing the bombs and stacking them up, and that looks like fun.
Also, one of the other mishaps with like the engine and like a minor bug fix is that I guess sometimes when you stack the bombs too fast, like the physics of the stack being whole don't hold, because occasionally like I would kick some of these tall stacks of bombs and like the bottom one would fly out and the bombs above me would fall down and kill me.
Damn.
Like randomly
that could be aggravating.
different levels of the bombs would move and then the top half would come down and kill me. And I was like, you fucks, fix your game. Like I was raging so hard towards the end of that game. Also, for no reason, I was just compelled to 100% that game, which I did. So I found all those goddamn coins and all those levels.
I was gonna ask why you're not just going to the next level here.
Yeah, like I don't know why. Just compulsively, I wanted to see, you know, hey, because this, I think it's this level right here. Like I forgot that if you get to the fucking exit hatch there, it ends the level, and then I had to go back and restart the level, get back to this point, just to get these 2 fucking gems.
Damn.
For no reason. Like I'm just an asshole. Like I did it to myself. Like with you, Destiny. But yeah, man, it like I just really enjoyed this game.
I'm gonna have to give this one a try.
Like I said, it's $8 right now.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for it a little cheaper.
Also, like the ending of this game was like, what the fuck?
I would imagine.
Yeah, this game kind of reminds me. Here comes that obscure reference, which is not like really that
Weird
obscure.
game of the week.
This reminds me of the original Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, that's not that obscure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but like it's still weird. Even at the time, it was fucking weird. But yeah, there's like you're escaping a factory where weird shit's happening to the people you belong to, and they're being made into food. Like it's it's like kind of like the same kind of base story premise without all the weird, you know, Lauren Lanning-isms.
Yeah, Abe's Odyssey is definitely a freaking weird game. Now we're just watching Abe's Odyssey.
They made a remaster of it that came out on like the PS3, PS4, I want to say, that actually looks really cool. Like I tried to play it. I've got it like on my like list of games I own on the PS4.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, it looks amazing, but it's still that fucking game. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I played it. I have it on Steam. It's not a game for me.
Yeah, like I played this when it came out, and I beat it, and I enjoyed it, and I've played all of the Oddworld games. Like,
I would like to
Stranger's
play.
Wrath
Yes,
is
I was
the
gonna
best
say
one.
I would like to play Stranger's Wrath.
Because Stranger's Wrath is just like a weird first-person shooter.
Yeah, it's actually on mobile. I've thought about buying it.
Yeah, they made a mobile port. Yeah,
probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. So that's Abe's Odyssey.
Yeah, but yeah, Bomb Chicken. Like I said, it's $8. Give it a shot. It's pretty cool. I also like right after I finished Bomb Chicken, I started up Subsurface Circular.
I own this as well, and did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
How long
one
is
sitting.
It?
I think maybe 2 hours.
Cool, because that's why I've been wanting to sit and you can play through it a bunch of times. I think, right?
Yeah, like it has a lot of variation.
Okay.
Like it's an adventure game. Like it's a text adventure.
It's
a text adventure game with cool like robots and cyberpunk music.
What else did Mike Bithell make?
Mike Bithell made Volume. He made Thomas Was Alone.
That's right.
He has another one, a different Subsurface game, I want to say, that there's another one of these Bithell shorts he just put out recently.
That's right. These are called Bithell shorts. He's making little tech demos almost.
Yeah. He's like, okay, I came up with this cool thing. Like, the writing's pretty interesting. Because that was the weird thing about Thomas Was Alone is it's a basic platformer, but just the narration and the storytelling, makes that a whole different experience. That's, drastically, better than the sum of its parts.
Yeah. Is he making these on his own?
He's got like a small team. Like you read the like the credits on this, it's like I think it's pretty much like just him doing most of it, and I think he may freelance out like some of the other work needed.
This game and it's on mobile. I own it. What's the game on mobile that Kind of Funny is always talking about? That's like amazing.
What, the Emily Was Away?
No.
I
Florence?
have no idea what you're talking about.
Florence. Yeah, Florence is another kind of story game.
It's probably it's not very long, I would imagine.
Yeah, like I said, there's so many different varieties of these interactions and like the dialogue you choose and the characters' interactions, and you're just kind of finding like old school adventure style, like do this to get the cue to do that, to then do the cue to do this.
Right.
And you're just like a detective robot riding on a subway train in this city, you know, that like all of the grunt work is basically done by these techs, as they're called. And this initial character here, Alpha 7, is the one that comes to you and says, hey, my friend disappeared.
Yeah.
And so it's just a mystery, choose your own adventure kind of way of getting into the story.
And it helps you along with things at the bottom of the screen. You'll see like things you've discovered and things you need to investigate. And
there's also a hint button there, like if you're kind of like not figuring out,
kind of
like,
stuck.
Yeah, because there's a scene later on where you're talking to these two other detectives, and there's a whole kind of like almost like puzzle mechanic, like old school like Monkey Island stuff of you gotta talk to one guy one way to get the other guy to respond a different way, and you're kind of cycling through you're talking to these guys to get the answers out of both of them. And it, you know, it's one of those things where until you kind of figure it out, like you're just kind of stumped. Like, why am I having the same like 3 sentences pop up?
Right. Yeah, I think I got stuck and I had to stop playing it, and then I kind of forgot about it for a while. I started playing it again, totally forgot where I was, and decided I'm not playing this game until I have an afternoon where I can just sit and play all the way through it. Because
there's a game I want to talk about that is not along the same line as this, but it is.
Okay.
And we've talked about it before, and I think you hate it. Which just makes me want to talk about it more.
What is it called? It's a walking simulator.
A walking simulator?
That's what they're called.
Baobab's Mausoleum.
What?
What's that? What? Baobabs?
Oh, nope. You're not talking about what I thought we were going to talk about.
Oh, it's like one of those old like
that's a
point and click kind of games.
I don't hate games like that. I just don't like this art style or anything.
Oh, okay. I really want to buy this.
It looks neat.
I played the demo and I was like so happy with it.
Like, I don't, it's like Baobab's Mausoleum, Omnifocos, Don't Eat Flamingo. Like, it just does nothing for me.
And I thought the same thing when I downloaded the demo. And then I played it and I was like, oh my god, I want to play more.
Yeah, do it.
Well, Bob, did you ever check out Thimbleweed Park?
Thimbleweed Park looks really interesting.
I think I did. I don't think I ever played it, but I think I looked it up. Yeah.
They're one of my favorite. See, it's hard calling some of these games when they're just almost experiences.
Yeah, that's the walking simulator is basically a blanket term for a genre, the interactive experience games where you literally do just walk around to the next point of dialogue or clue.
And I hate that. It sounds like a bad thing. One of my favorite things I have ever watched on YouTube is, holy crap, I cannot think of the name.
That's what it's called.
What Remains of Edith Finch.
Yeah, What Remains of Edith Finch is a very dark personal story of this whole family.
Do you know anything about this, Bob?
No, I did not.
You should sit down with Rachel one day and just watch this YouTube series, because it is such a roller coaster of emotions. It is one of the best cinematic experience I've ever watched. And for me, I watched Cry Aotic play it. He's kind of a goofy person, but he does a really good job of putting things together. I don't think I would not enjoy this game as much if I didn't watch somebody play it who could be reminding me of, oh, this is that thing from the last time.
Right.
But without, because it's really hard to explain this game without spoiling things. But this character is going back to her childhood home, and this family just has fucking terrible luck. Like, so bad. The Finch family is so screwed. And it's to the point where they just have their own personal cemetery, and if somebody dies, they seal off their bedroom and just build another bedroom. And the story just goes all over the place, and it breaks your heart so many times, and it's such an amazing visual experience. And
I don't need that in a video game.
That's why I'm saying don't necessarily play it, but watch it on YouTube. Like, it's not a video game, it's an experience. It's such a well-crafted story, is what it is.
Yeah, I want to say they won the award for best writing at the Game Awards last year.
This game brought me to tears. Like, it's just,
damn.
I keep telling Kimberly, like, I want to sit down and watch this with you, watch it again, because I will. But when
I'll definitely check it out.
She experiences memories of her family. Like, there's one where she's remembering. She's not remembering. She's just telling the story, basically, of what happened to this family member. Like, there's one family member that's underground, so you're living through his day-to-day life. And God, I can't say that's even saying too much. Because at first you're like, all right, this is gonna be some spooky house and blah 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 blah, and an hour in, oh my God, it's so amazing. Yeah, they did win all the awards that year.
Damn, I'll have to check this out.
As far as writing goes,
yeah,
there's not much else.
That
here.
House,
yeah,
it's wild.
But did either of you guys play Gone Home? That's
the one I hate. And I say hate, like, I don't actually hate it. I just... Oh, no, Gone Home... No, Dear Esther. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Dear Esther is not that great.
Because everyone's like, well, you walk around and it tells you a story. I walked around and it never told me a story.
Yeah. You got to know where to go to get the story parts, and then it queues up pretty smartly from there, but it's obtuse.
Gone Home...
I believe Dear Esther was like the first one of those games that company made.
Definitely. But Gone Home is a game I need to watch somebody on YouTube for the exact same reasons of Edith Finch. Because I started playing that myself, and I was like, this is a scary jump scare game. Fuck this. Looked it up, and no, it's not.
No.
So that made me kind of mad, but I just need to sit down and watch somebody play it.
Probably again, it also tells a very, personal story about this girl who kind of left her family home. She's coming back, not in the best of circumstances. And she's looking into, everybody's, out of the house currently for whatever reason. And you're just kind of going through your childhood home and looking at the remnants of, what exactly happened here before you came home. And, what is your life going to be going forward?
Okay. But it is a good story.
It is a really good story. Like, it has a very good kind of twist at the end. That kind of like you feel it going one way, and then it swaps. There's a lot of audio, like the girl, her and her friend recorded, all of this stuff on cassette tapes, because it takes place in the early 90s, I want to say, in Seattle or somewhere in Washington State. So they were just being goofballs, high school girls playing together, you know, recording like their dumb stuff like this podcast. And then you find the cassette tapes and play it back, and you hear like these interactions of these people. You hear like recordings on answering machines. You hear radio broadcasts pop up every now and then if you turn the radio on. Like there's so much like deeper personal lore you can find if you actually go look for it.
I'll check that out.
But yeah, like you can pick up a lot of these things and like see like the notes they scribbled on the label on the VHS tape, like what's on this movie, and oh hey, here's this collage she made out of all this crap she cut out of a magazine, and hey, we're gonna get a band and we're gonna you know play music together. It's really cool.
And I can't recommend Edith Finch anymore. Like it's such an amazing experience.
I'll have to check it out.
I would like for them to almost make a movie of it, but it'd be a really long movie. Like I don't know how you would do that.
Well, they could make like a single season show.
Yeah.
And basically every episode be one of those different stories.
They should. That's one of the best written things I've ever watched.
And I want to say it's like a husband and wife team that made it.
Okay. So I think now we're going to move on to news this week, because there's a couple of big news stories that we want to share our opinions on. One of them being, what is Ninja's real name? I know his
name is Tyler Blevins.
That's right. So Ninja, who is the most popular Fortnite streamer, right?
Well, I mean, he regularly has over 100,000 people watching.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say he's the most popular, one of the most popular, if anything. But so he said this.
He's the best paid, most viewed ever, most followed ever. Yeah.
I'll bring up the story here.
Well, so he had an interview. Like this was that happened a while back. He had kind of talked about this.
Yeah.
And then Polygon had did like a more direct interview where they kind of brought it back up and asked him like some more information on the thing. And basically, like according to the story, like he had said on a stream, hey, someone randomly in his chat asked him, hey, do you play with, female streamers or whatever? And he said, no.
Right.
So he was like, I don't. And well, a lot of people now, Polygon posted it because let's be fair, politics wise, Polygon has a very specific audience.
Yeah.
Like the kind of audience that would be upset at just that statement without any context. The highly clickbait sensitive crowd that would go to a site like Kotaku Polygon. They immediately reacted and started, giving the guy shit and not listening to the realities of the situation.
That's usually how that works.
Yeah, because he basically said, like, I don't want to submit myself to the fucking, YouTube gossip treadmill of every fucking day. Like half of the YouTube searches, if you type in Fortnite, pop up him, like in the thumbnail. Like so many people are making money off of this guy, using him to kind of sell their videos, their highlight clips. Oh, hey, drama alert, blah, blah, blah. Here's this. Like he just essentially, he's made a hard shift to be a family-friendly streamer.
Yes.
That's part of why.
It's another thing he got a lot of shit for.
Yeah, because he was an old school like Halo Pro, and a lot of what he was really well known for was shit talking people.
Okay.
And playing along. Like
holy shit, he's good at Fortnite, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the thing of that's the two scenarios of success for Twitch. Either you're insanely good at the game that you're playing, or you're very entertaining to make up for it. And part of the situations as far as like Ninja's reasons for why he doesn't play with female streamers is one, to be fair to a lot of situations. I listened to a podcast recently, What's Good Games, the ladies.
Okay. Yep.
They had a sponsored stream for their first, like the first time they live streamed their podcast. It was sponsored by PayPal. They had done this research into, content creators for like YouTube streamers, and they figured out, like we could talk about, like the gender pay gap and blah blah blah. Like this wasn't necessarily that. They were basically talking about a different gender pay gap as far as percentage wise, like 20 something percent of female streamers are paid for the content they create, and like 40 something percent of men are paid.
Okay, that's an audience's decision.
Yeah, again, you can make that, you can make that argument, and that's literally the thing. Now, as far as like, what their classification for payment is, I mean, are they talking about sponsorships? Are they talking about just raw donations, subscriptions, ad revenue on YouTube? I don't know what their metrics are but anyway, it was just one of those things where the internet fucking sucks. Like, suck.
And
because again, like in the situation with like Ninja, like already, like I posted to you guys, like he just doesn't want like literally every day somebody tweeting a clip of like, hey, this random girl streamer Ninja played with. It sounded remotely friendly, mildly flirtatious, if you're fucking 12 and you're trying to troll somebody. Right. And then every fucking day she gets tweeted a clip like, hey, here's your husband cheating on you. Because she's already getting shit. Like she's already dealing with people nonstop. Like she basically got this guy who was I want to say like a console like Call of Duty player fired from his pro team because like he just straight out of nowhere just starts shitting on her, like responds to one of her tweets like, I see you're just, latching onto your husband's fame to be successful. Like he's a publicly known person. Like it was a really shitty thing.
I mean, at that point, there is no latching on to his fame. She's just up there with him.
It's like she can't not be this man's wife. She's his business manager. I mean, like so much of like.
So in his mind, every single thing she says is her latching on to his success.
Yeah, her being a fucking leech trying to come up on somebody else's clout, as the kids would say.
I mean, can you leech off yourself?
Yeah, like it's fucking dumb. And like going back to like the thing I was talking about, like the whole campaign was called Level the Playing Field. And like the unfortunate thing is like guys suck, people on the internet suck, because a lot of the shit, like you say, like what I want to say about like if say, hey, Ninja, like he doesn't owe anybody anything as far as like,
no,
why is he required now to play with these people? Does he know these people? Is he friendly with these people? Why is he going out of his way? Like basically,
what if he just doesn't like them?
Yeah, like he may not like them. He may not, want to play with him. Like why are we now like expecting him to just randomly like, oh hey, you're a lady, you're the chosen one for today, and I'm gonna expose you to 100,000 people. Which how many of these people that, to be fair, a lot of these female streamers are considerably smaller than where Ninja's at right now. We're talking maybe a few hundred people watching. Yeah. Now, if you take just a small percentage of 100,000 people, a couple extra 100 people that just come in and are just now immediately being fucking assholes to this girl.
Yeah, that's it.
Because they're jealous that they're not playing with Ninja. They're just being shitty because it's a woman, and they think it's fun to be shitty. Because it's like I saw what's her name, Alana Pierce. Like she was a content creator for IGN. She left. She's a very attractive woman from Australia. And her video talking about why she left IGN, she was basically like, hey, I didn't come here to be a face for your content just because I'm an attractive girl to be on screen. Like I'm a writer. I've always been a writer. Why am I like showing up to this press event and now suddenly for some reason a lady's doing my hair and doing makeup for me? Like I'm just here to, fucking play your game and write a review later of my impressions, not just be a pretty face in your goddamn press pictures when you show this later. So she was already kind of annoyed, but now being an attractive woman, how many fucking people? What is that comment section like on our YouTube channel of all the fucking
I
creeps? Like,
can't
hey,
imagine.
can I see her feet? Hey, you want to
Right.
meet me? I live here. Like, now imagine like that YouTube comment level. Just randomly, this poor girl who starts streaming with Ninja suddenly has a massive fucking flood of creeps. Of people just
Right.
being jerks. Like, hey, they're gonna be either, hey, you're just a fucking Twitch thought, you're just a titty streamer, you're just a pretty
And
face,
it's a shame. It's a shame that that's what it would end up being,
yeah, and
regardless of anything.
like he's just basically saying, hey, the best way to avoid getting put into the treadmill of drama and horseshit is to not play that game.
Yeah,
You
pretty
know,
much. He's
he's
like,
just removing himself from it to
Yeah.
not deal with the fucking bullshit of it.
I understand that. I mean,
Yeah, I certainly understand. I don't
I'm
blame him.
personally totally open to having like females on this show or whatever, but that's my choice. And because we're on a much smaller scale too. I don't know.
Right.
And also my fiance is not on social media that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a shitty decision, and like it's shitty either way. I feel like.
Well, it's a shitty decision to have to make
Yeah.
in general, but
Well, it's shitty because the
I
internet's
certainly
shitty.
don't blame him.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I
Definitely
don't think it's
double-edged
shitty
sword.
on his part. Oh,
No.
you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
No, it's
'Cause,
shitty
like-
because if he does work with female streamers, then that shit's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You can't say like
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
he's not saying I hope it doesn't happen, so I'm gonna avoid it. He's saying it's gonna happen, so I'm gonna avoid it.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
in the article Polygon posted about, like his thing, they're talking about a situation that already is happening that immediately happened to a guy. His name's Myth. He's a young guy who started streaming. He's, very good at Fortnite right as it's blowing up. And this other girl named Pokimane, her name is
Okay.
Imane. So her name is, like, people say Pokimane. Like, no, her name is Imane. Like, but anyway, so she's this adorable, young girl that's, a similar age, to that kid Myth. They're both like 18 or older. And immediately it's everything. Are they going out? Is Myth going to lose his V card to
Who
Pokey?
cares?
Like, it was like immediate. Like, this poor girl, she's, like I said, she's an attractive young lady. And like, if you go check into her chat, just because, I was just curious because I've clicked into a couple random female streamers in my time just to see what's going on, because I know people fucking suck, and people can't just leave things be. And I went into her stream, and she has her camera there, and she stands up, and immediately it's like, oh, thick, nice booty, and then the fucking chat gets locked like 30, like she basically kind of now to the point where she kind of has to mention like, hey, mods, I'm about to stand up, lock the chat.
Good lord.
Put the chat in emote only mode so people don't be fucking creeps. And I've been in the streams where I've checked out some ladies, again, like I said, there are two things that get you popular on Twitch: either be insanely fucking good or insanely entertaining. And, again, with the whole level the playing field thing, like esports streamers, like it's a newer field for, a large enough number of women to invest themselves in to even have these statistics. Like, there's a smaller user base of ladies, getting started, and most of these streamers that are getting paid well have been doing this shit already for like 5-6 years.
Right.
Like, Ninja has been streaming on Twitch since it was Justin TV, before it became Twitch, before it got bought by Amazon. Like, he's been on this shit for like 7 years. He's been streaming since Halo Reach,
Damn.
essentially. Yeah, because he was a Halo Reach player on Xbox. But like that's the thing is like the idiotic time commitment you have to make to be successful currently where the Twitch marketplace is it's just like how many women want to make that decision.
And I think they're also blowing up what he said a little bit. Like, I gotta imagine if somebody like Andre Renee from What's Good Gaming said, "Would you come on the podcast?" He probably would.
Yeah, like he's a fucking nice guy. Like he randomly, like one of his long-term mods a few months back, one of the long-term mods that had been in his channel for years committed suicide.
Oh,
jeez.
So on a fucking random weekday, he starts up his stream like, probably like season 2, 3 of Fortnite. And all of the donations he received that day went to, suicide prevention.
damn.
The suicide prevention hotline here in America. He raised $100,000 fucking dollars.
Well, he only did it for publicity. Let's get that.
Yeah, he did it for publicity. No,
I guarantee there's an article that exists that says that.
Yeah, he did it because his friend, this person that's been in his chat, this person he's had conversations with for like 5 fucking years, made the terrible decision to kill themselves, and he wants to help anybody not do that. Like they did the fucking Guardian Con. And like between like him and a friend of his, Dr. Lupo, they raised like $600,000 just between the two of them.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't know he was part of that.
Yeah, he was the final block.
Okay.
Like they each raised over $300,000 apiece.
Damn.
Like he's got a tattoo now on his wrist because that was one of the donation goals. And he's got another tattoo he's gonna get because they hit the other goal. Like, but yeah, like he's a guy like his brothers. Like he's got a couple brothers. Like one of his brothers is a fucking like school teacher there. Like he's like from the suburbs of Chicago with like a nice family. Like
at the end of the day, it's a business decision that I guess it affects all of its viewers, but at the same time doesn't. So.
Well, yeah. Also, like I said, when he made his transition to be, PG-13 at best, PG mostly, is if you got an audience of young kids, because there's tons of videos out there you see of kids, like wearing like the ninja bandana, like he's got merch.
Yeah.
Like kids, doing the dance he does, the pon, like that's like all over the internet now. But like, do you think he, as a person, both trying to be responsible for his audience and also for his business?
That does not happen. Like somebody being responsible for their audience, that shit doesn't happen on the internet.
Well, no. Do you think he wants to have like every other fucking YouTube video going forward be like Ninja's cheating on his wife, Ninja's doing this? Like it's like you said, just don't play the fucking game.
Not to mention that there's a person in his Fortnite world that does that shit. Fucking Keemstar.
Yeah, like I said, like Keemstar was hosting a lot of these tournaments that blew up really big.
Do you think like he met Keemstar one day and Keemstar was like, "Who you dating?" And he was like, "I'm not touching women. This motherfucker's already trying."
Ironically enough, I was scrolling through Twitter earlier, and today was his 1-year anniversary with Ninja.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I support his decision, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, people suck.
Yeah.
I wish every lady the best. I hope you do well. I hope the creeps leave you alone.
And I'm sure it wasn't like one day he was like, "I don't want to work with women." I'm sure it was a long discussion he had with his business manager, his wife.
Right, which I'm pretty sure is his wife.
Yeah. I mean, if you knew for a fact Rachel was gonna get harassed, would you not just avoid that situation, Bob?
Yeah, because I'm not a rational thinker when I become aggravated.
Yeah. Yeah, if I knew for a fact that Kimberly was gonna be harassed and it could possibly be harass. I would just say, we'll just avoid that then.
Yeah, I
No
wouldn't
thanks.
even make it a situation because it wouldn't be worth it.
I choose door B. Most people aren't gonna like that, but oh well.
I take the road less traveled.
Yeah, he does that already.
Yeah.
So good for you, Ninja. Keep at it. Maybe come on our podcast and talk about it. But the
I'm
other,
sure he's listening right now.
oh, he is absolutely. Yeah. The other bit of news is IGN copying the Dead Cells review from Boomstick Gaming. That's a kind of crazy situation.
This aggravates me.
Have you watched this video yet, Bob?
No, because I don't want to get more aggravated about the whole situation.
Did you watch it, Troll?
Yeah, I watched it because I was seeing the whole thing evolve.
Yeah.
And, as, we mentioned earlier, like, the guy responded, and he's also then, since, because people were shitting on him for his response, he's deleted his response again.
And the video that's on screen right now, I mean, there's no audio, but I do suggest you go watch this video, because when I first heard the story, I thought, like, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, like, yeah, sure. What did he do? Like, use the same level, and they both agreed that it's a good game, but here's a problem. I doubt somebody at IGN would fucking plagiarize something. That's crazy. Then I watched this video, and just the phrasing that the guy uses is like, why did you use that phrase? That's not. Does that make sense? Like, just the way
why did you suddenly decide a random 8-word long string to describe a thing that is verbatim to this other guy's video?
And I think it's a way that a lot of colleges find, plagiarizing of theses and whatnot. Is there are strings of words that they'll find and go, this is bullshit. You copied this.
Yeah.
And the thing that blows my mind is the guy was the Nintendo editor, right?
Yeah, he's the head Nintendo guy for IGN.
When was the last time it would be a fucking killer job to have that job for Nintendo? Right now is like the hottest Nintendo's ever been for forever.
And also a thing to note is, this is like one of those immediate comments, is like the last 2 Nintendo editors for IGN, guess where they work now?
Where?
Nintendo.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, those guys all work for Nintendo now, like, because they had such long established relationships with these companies for being the primary representative for their platform on arguably the largest gaming network in the world.
I'll never understand. To me, this is one of those things where you work at a store and you're making decent money, and then you go and you steal something like a little keyboard or something, and you get caught and you lose the job over the $20 keyboard. Motherfucker, you could have made way more money if you would have just not stolen the damn thing. It's just stupid. Like, why don't just do your job? Just do it correctly, and you'll be better off.
Yep.
It's frustrating because there's people who would kill to have that job.
Oh yeah.
And now, one thing I don't understand is there are a lot of people like, give the job to this boomstick guy. I don't know. That's how you get jobs. Like, it's not. You don't kill the guy and you get to take the throne.
No. Also, I mean, what if he's not good for?
Yeah.
Also, what if this boomstick guy doesn't want to move to fucking San Francisco?
Who does?
To maybe get paid enough to afford to move to San Francisco.
Yeah, that seems like a. I mean, if they wanted to do that, that would certainly be up to them. But I don't think that would be the wisest decision.
No, but it's just one of those things where, again, going back to the actual person involved, the guy Philip. Like the more and more like people started digging into this guy, like because there are already like old comments people dug up on old IGN videos when the guy first came on to be like the Nintendo guy because he was hosting their Nintendo podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they first announced it, they were already like comments on the old videos. At the time those videos are posted, saying, "Hey, he's just like a clickbait hound. He's a thief." Like there were already people accusing him of this stuff back then.
Jeez.
Because he was a YouTuber doing stuff.
Yeah.
And again, that's the thing of like the plagiarism tools. They work in text. I don't know many YouTube channels that are, transcribing their entire, script they're reading for their video and posting it in like the comments or whatever to then be able to, search to find like, oh, hey, you've got to go and watch and listen to all these things, which is where like the interesting evolving scenario now of finding more and more examples of plagiarism because there's 3 different things now, including the Dead Cells review that people are like, hey, he kind of stole like half of this entire thing and just reworded some things in between.
Yeah. I mean, people who do that type of thing usually have a history of it.
Yeah, it's not something you just start overnight, especially when you work for someone like IGN.
Yeah.
You don't just wake up one morning and go, I'm just gonna look up a review from a real small channel and nobody will ever know.
And it's a shame. I mean, I'm pretty sure the guy has like a wife and kids, and now he's got a probably ruined career. Like, I don't think anyone deserves that kind of thing. He doesn't deserve to have his career ruined, but it probably is.
Well, I mean, if journalism is your calling and you have no credibility, then you kind of can't work in journalism.
No. I mean, he pretty much screwed himself out of a career.
I believe in second chances, and a lot of times they're like third chances, but
poor Philip is now the boy who cried wolf.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. He'll probably just go back to his YouTube channel, I would imagine.
Yeah, and then
if anybody's going to watch it.
What did his response say? I didn't get to watch it before he deleted it.
So if you watch his response, like he kind of opens up saying, hey, I was, the head guy in charge on this. I take full responsibility. And then proceeds to then say, hey, I didn't do this intentionally. It's not my responsibility. He's like before I would ever do, a review, I do, extensive research, meaning you go find people's other opinions and take them.
Right.
Because he's also like had a tweet, I think he's just deleted, someone, found, screenshotted of him saying, like right after he had gotten out of college or when he had written an article for somebody else, he's like, you steal one guy's opinions, it's plagiarism. You steal a bunch of guys' opinions, it's called research.
Damn.
So yeah, this is a long established like pile of horse shit with a guy like like I had mentioned to Bob when I posted that video, we were talking about it on Discord. It was like either this is somebody who has college cheater syndrome of hey, I just need to get past this course, I need to get this test done, I'm gonna go reword this thing online and just enough to not get caught by all the plagiarism tools they use. Or it's a guy who probably just transitioned out of the fun phase into the hardcore drug addiction phase. And he's now making reckless decisions, but then finding more information now, like, no, he's just a fucking cheater and a liar. Like this is just established behavior that's just part of his personality.
Yeah.
He's just another YouTube vulture trying to get ahead on the backs of everyone else's work.
I think it's interesting. There's a lot of people saying that IGN's not taking responsibility for this, but I think they're 100% doing as much as they can.
Yeah, like as much as physically possible. They've already re-reviewed it.
Yeah, the video's
You
up.
know,
It even says V2 in the title, which makes you like if you don't know what's going on, it makes you want to go, "What's that mean?" I wonder if they mention it in the video. They probably do.
They
I
may not
think
be allowed to.
I think I watched that review just because I was curious, about the other guys, review. They actually gave it a slightly lower score
Yeah.
because the review the Philip got was a 9.7.
Was it his
This
score
one
though?
gave him a 9.5. It's like a 0.2,
Yeah.
lower score, but
Dumps
You
this
know,
it's that
anyways.
it's like
guy's actual opinions.
It's like changing 3 words in a sentence, and calling
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, I feel like I mean they put out a video about it, talking about what happened and they've been very upfront about the whole thing. They let him go. I mean, that's what everyone on the internet calls for nowadays.
Like-
Fire him.
Same day, as soon as this popped up, he was gone.
They must have investigated that very quickly, or he admitted to it. So,
Yeah, I don't think they would have fired him.
if he would have admitted,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm sure he came to, or they figured it out,
And now,
and they were like, "No, we're not going to have this."
unfortunately, everyone that works at IGN now are just people that plagiarize everything. That's how it's going to be. For a long time, people are going to throw this in everyone's face. Even people that don't work there now, who will work
Yep.
there in the future, yeah, you probably plagiarized this. Like,
Yep. That's exactly what it's going to turn into.
this is fucking crazy. They already get accused.
And that's probably why they let him go, because
yeah.
he did a lot more than screw up a
Yeah.
game review.
No, he fucked them. Big time.
Yeah, big
He
time.
fed the trolls.
Yeah, he fed the trolls in a big way.
Yep, absolutely.
They already get accused of getting paid for reviews, which is a weird concept. I know a lot of people are really upset about them owning Humble Bundle now, and I don't know. No matter what IGN does, I don't think they'll ever do it right, according to the internet at least.
Well, that's like
nothing is done right according to the internet.
I like
That's like
IGN.
my favorite,
I go there quite a bit.
my favorite quote about like the haters of IGN, like the meme of you can't spell ignorant without IGN.
Damn.
Yeah, like that's been around for years.
But it's like anything on the internet. You should read a review at IGN and take it with a grain of salt. Because that person might like things differently than you do. Well, they definitely like things differently than you do. Whenever, I mean, my main source of reviews for a long time was Total Biscuit. And I'll watch videos where I go, he doesn't like this game. And he plays it and he doesn't like that game. And I'm like, but I would like that game. But he does mention things like, but here are good things about the game. And that helps my decision. But I'll also go look at, Jesse Cox or Cry or Cinnamon Toast Ken or whoever the hell else, or IGN or GameSpot. If I really want to get into a game, I'll go check out things first. I don't just jump into a game and without doing research.
Yeah.
Like Bomb Chicken, Trolls recommended it to me, and I trust Troll, and everything he's explained sounds like I might like it. I'm probably gonna read some more reviews on it.
Oh, sure. I'll probably check into it a little bit.
Oh shit, we'll have to save this for next week because I know Troll wanted to talk about it. But buying games that everyone says are shit but looks right up your alley.
Yeah.
Because everyone shits on Acorn Tactics, but that game looks right up my alley, and I'm already enjoying it.
Well, again, like another recommendation, it's much easier to sell because it's weird, but Lovely Planet.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah, like out of context, you're like, what the fuck is this? And I'm always down for weird. Like, I am too comfortable being uncomfortable. Like,
weird is nice in games, like the Pixel Junk games are fucking weird, but they're really good. Mr. Shifty is weird, but it's really good.
Like, you're talking to a guy who, at the height of puberty, I played Mr. Misquito and was landing on the breasts of an underage girl in the bathtub.
All right, here it is. Here's the weekly obscure game. What the fuck is Mr. Misquito?
It's a PS2 game, and you're flying around as a goddamn mosquito, like drinking blood out of this Japanese family.
Of course, it's a Japanese family.
It's not real.
It's like a puzzle game essentially. Like you've got to you've got to time like your approach and queue up different distractions to allow yourself to get to the right spot to suck blood.
Get the fuck
out. Also, another game in a similar vein of weirdness. It's also another PS2 game, or I played around the same time. Incredible Crisis. I want to say. Let me look that one up. Mr. Mosquitoes. It's this weird like mini game of this family, this normal Japanese family, having all this crazy shit happening. Yeah, that's it. Incredible Crisis. Two obscure games for one.
Plays all these games. Are you one of the Game Grumps?
No.
Okay.
I just happen to have, played a lot of terrible shit in my day. And a lot of them are actually a lot better than people want to give them credit for. Like, Incredible Crisis was a fucking, amazing game, dude. I loved it. It's super short, but it was really hard. Because, it's almost like if Parappa the Rapper were good.
Hey, take it easy.
Parappa the Rapper was cool when it came out. The music's great. But
punch!
The actual game part of it doesn't work that great. Because it's out again now, remastered, and it's not that great.
I will say I played the remastered for about 5 minutes, so
yeah,
I don't like it that much.
But in this game, Incredible Crisis, there's a point in time where you're dodging shit. You're this businessman on a goddamn stretcher that got kicked out of a goddamn ambulance, and you're flying down this highway in Japan trying not to get killed. And there's all this weird stuff, and it's just super bizarre, slapstick comedy anime stuff. It's great. Kind of want to go find this on an emulator and play it again now.
Oh, look, he got flattened.
Yeah, he's running away from a random ball. The most ridiculous weird shit happens to these people in this family, and they're just trying to get home.
Oh, this is old Game Grumps, JonTron.
Oh, really? The Game Grumps actually played this?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think you're one of the Game Grumps.
But yeah,
There we go. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I think he's about to get to the ambulance. Is this a trivia?
This is a trivia game now.
It's like I said, it's a collection of mini games. You do different things. I have paramedics.
It's basically like WarioWare, but not
as a cohesive story.
I was gonna say it's WarioWare with a story. That's special.
Yeah,
that's a good word for it.
Games like this I was gonna say they don't exist anymore, but Jackbox Party Pack.
Yeah.
Those are great games.
I've never played that. I may.
You need to pick that up.
They're all pretty good.
Yes, and you can play them with family members that don't play video games as long as they have a smartphone or a tablet. Or you can.
See, that's the problem. Is I don't talk to family members.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you can play them online.
Well, if people come over to your house, if they have a web browser on their phone,
they don't.
Yeah. It is one of those things where you need a bunch of people. Not a bunch, 4.
Oh yeah, they'll never buy that then.
That's a shame. Well, I'll buy them, and when you come visit, we'll play.
All right.
But okay, you got any more obscure games for us, or are we gonna wrap this up?
No, I was just those two queued up in my head. Oh wait, another one that always pops up in the sequence of weird shit at the end of the PS2 life. Did you ever play The Incredible Mr. Stick?
No.
It's like I feel like I'm trolling you like my actual like gaming history, like
And now I think you're trolling me because I can't find it.
with like the incredible stick.
Incredible Mr. Stick. I don't know.
Well, no, just leave stick. The
If I look up Incredible Stick, I'm gonna find that Kirby porn.
Probably.
Oh, man.
damn it! What the hell?
Oh snap! What the hell?
Just look up Wand of Gamelon. Let's just start
What?
there.
Oh man, no, Bob's got one. Wand of Gamelon. Yep. I found Bob's. I didn't find yours, troll. Oh
Let me-
no! Let's not do this.
Is it fantastic stick? Maybe.
Fucking
Fuck.
Zelda. What is a Gamelon anyway? That's a dumb sounding fantasy name.
We do not need to talk about Wand of Gamelon. Ever.
That was a pretty cool triangle thing, though.
We can just forget that game ever existed.
Troll's still trying to figure out his game.
Oh god, no! Just
Oh,
take this off.
is
the
this
screen.
the Philips CD-ROM awful Zelda game?
Yeah.
Oh. I love the idea of the physics of him like throwing a bomb down, jumping on a shield, and the explosion. He surfs away.
Troll has played everything.
Yep.
What is this
God damn
incredible
it.
stick? I can't find it. Stick it to the man? No.
No, it's. God damn it! It's not like. Is it?
He's breaking down!
The fantastic stick. God damn it! What the hell?
Hey, I did find Incredible Crisis on Amazon. Get out of here. $100 used for $21. There you go.
$100?
Yep, apparently.
That hardly seems
It's
worth
even
it.
got a weird freaking cover.
Irritating stick.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna have to Google that now.
There it is.
Irritating stick. Please don't pull up porn. Okay, here we go.
Put in PS1 if you want to be safe.
I just want to find something that's HD. There we go.
But yeah, this game was basically like a weird side-scrolling version of Operation.
I was just thinking that. This looks
Yeah.
frustrating.
Well, it's like
Oh, God.
All right.
Why?
there's a lot of other weird games I could break down. This game was terrible, and I played it too much.
There's this is like in Ripley's Believe It or Not in Orlando. There's like a thing you can just take a stick through and not touch the edges.
Yeah, like it literally is like one of those old like before pinball like electric games you'd see at a fucking Wild West saloon.
All right, well, before Troll brings up another crazy game, let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys.
Yeah, I gotta go to work at 5 in the morning.
Me too.
I don't have to go to work till like 11, so
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you.
no thanks.
Okay.
Reserve that to Kirby.
You already rejected my grease wrestling proposition.
Just reel it. So I was gonna bring up the LARP Brothers video to show everyone, but it hasn't been uploaded because I haven't received the YouTube credentials. So here's the old one. But yeah, so thank you for listening to the podcast, guys. It's gonna be on Sundays every week. I think that's pretty much decided now since I work on Mondays now. So if you like watching this or listening to this, subscribe on iTunes, on Google Play, on YouTube, FewTrueVillains, and on here, twitch.tv/BestintheRealm. We'll be here every Sunday. I'll be streaming some more games this week, some more Project 168 I'm going to be recording. I'm going to play some more Battle Chef. We're almost done with Battle Chef. And go check out the LARP Brothers on YouTube. This is a video from Crown Qualifications. Lots of fighting in this one. And then our coronation will be coming out tomorrow, I hope, if I get those credentials. And that's a good video. I put some pretty funny edits in that the LARP brothers are gonna get a kick out of. So that'll be a good one. Troll, where are you streaming at? Are you streaming more now?
Well, pretty much every day. Like if I play something, I just turn on the stream. Just as you see the name there, Trollbeard, that pesky underscore at the end.
Yep, twitch.tv/trollbeard, pesky underscore.
Yeah.
Not pesky, just underscore.
Pesky underscore sounds like a hipster indie band.
And this.
Oh God.
And you can look up Bob's videos on YouTube. Lots of WoW, lots of Destiny. Can't say there's not.
No, there's a lot of Destiny, but at least it's Destiny 1 mostly.
How long is that series? That series is like 100 episodes long.
Not on my channel.
Oh, on mine I think it is. All right, well, thank you for listening, guys. Of course, you can find all this stuff on FewTrueVillains.com. That's FewTrueVillains.com. I haven't done that in a while. Thank you for listening.